Three, two, one, go.
Holy cow.
All right, we're going.
Shout out to Frank for setting this up. This is the most people we've ever had on a podcast.
I feel like you guys had this many people one time.
We've had four. We've never had five. We've got five. We've got Kyle and Breanna here today. Breanna, introduce yourself.
I am Breanna Jenkins. Grew up right here in Mercer County. Is Neptune in Mercer County still?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Grew up right here in Mercer County. And I just graduated from West Virginia University. It was awesome.
Congrats.
I was a major in recreation, parks, and tourism resources. It's like the icebreakers that you do before classes.
Yeah,
they still do those in college.
There's
if
probably
you
a better way to
know.
do this, but I just...
Are you Leslie Nope?
Wow, no, it's fine. What's
Are you
that?
Leslie Nope?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Dang,
I
yeah,
am, the
exactly.
parks and recreation person.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks. Every single person that I've ever met has been like, "You're Leslie Nope." Yes, I am.
Compliment.
How come I've never heard this before?
Bullshit. You probably said it to me.
Kyle, you just don't pay attention, man.
You just don't fucking pay attention.
I guess.
A lot of guys don't pay attention, so don't feel
Kyle,
bad.
introduce yourself.
Okay, my name's Kyle Dailyda. I'm from New Jersey.
Wait.
What?
Say that last name again.
Dailyda.
Welcome to my crew.
Dailyda.
Dailyda.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
MTV Cribs.
No one gets it right.
I'm not going to try to say it.
Get a little closer.
It's spelled Dailyda.
Yeah, Dailyda, but it's pronounced Dailyda.
Dailyda.
Dailyda?
Dailyda.
Delete the.
As though you're saying Daily
Dailyda.
Standard, but you like
Dailyda.
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 Yeah. There you
Yeah,
That's a
it.
cool ass last name.
that's nice. What is it, Italian or something?
go. It's Lithuanian, I think, but they changed
Lithuanian?
it like when
Whoa.
they came over here.
Whoa.
That's super cool. I've never heard that one.
Right?
That's like
Man.
by Russia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I've got a
East Europe.
friend whose dad
You're
mines
from
oil in
Lithuania?
Lithuania.
Lithuanian Irish.
Never heard that.
You're not from Lithuania. Are you?
No, I'm
no,
not
yeah.
from-
Your
No,
culture,
no, no.
your
From
background.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your background is Lithuanian.
No shit.
Yeah.
Did you go to school?
Yeah, so I'm going to West Virginia right now. I got one semester left working on my mechanical engineering degree.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with that?
So is that where you guys met?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. We were both rock climbers.
Both rock. Nice. What?
But
What
we're
you ask,
both
Hank?
scared of heights, so that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Seems kind of counterintuitive, but
Face your fears, I guess.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
it's right next to Russia.
Lithuania.
Guys, so go to Turkey. So I'm going to be...
Northeast of
Turkey's
Poland.
huge. I'm going to be on the west side of that, and all the wars are on the east side.
Nope. No, explain that. You gotta
Yeah.
go on to that.
I'm going to Antalya. You see Antalya right there in Turkey?
So it's south,
So I'm going
southwest.
I'm going a little west of that.
You're close to Cyprus.
Nice.
Yep. But I'm not that close to Syria. That's where the war's happening.
Brianna, explain the trip you're about to go on.
I am leaving January 27th. I only have like 3 more weeks. And then I'm meeting up with a friend from school. His name's Dominico Dunbar. I can't figure out if his family is from Cuba or Spain or both, but I know that he speaks Spanish. And I know that he has family in Cuba and in Spain. Don't know where.
Sounds like he's from both, eh?
Yeah. And so we're meeting up in Spain. He's in Cuba right now, so I can't fucking talk to him. Because he doesn't have that much internet and he doesn't have
how does
Google.
that work?
Do they have power? They just got hit by... Didn't they get hit by an earthquake? No, that was Puerto Rico.
No, that was Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico.
Yeah, Puerto Rico
Oh,
did.
geez.
But is it all open now? Was he here before we were cool with Cuba? Because that just happened, didn't it?
Yeah, he was here. He went to school with me. He just graduated too. And he, I don't know.
Because wasn't it
The
kind of
borders-
hard to move between
He
Cuba
went into
and the United States?
Havana and he's with his family in Havana, I believe, which is like the main area.
It's the capital, I think.
didn't you have to
Cuba?
go back to
So?
Canada?
Yeah, I
like
think
go
so.
up to Canada and then travel down to Cuba?
That's
I don't
super
know
weird.
what his flight plan was, but he is meeting up with me in Spain.
Cool.
We're meeting up in Barcelona. We're going to go climb in Margalef. And then we're going down. He has family in Madrid. They don't speak any English. I don't speak any Spanish. I was like, it's going to be weird. He's like, yeah, but it's fine. I was like, yeah.
I have cousins in Italy. They
I'm going to Italy.
They don't speak any English.
Yeah, I have family.
Where do they live in Italy?
In France. And
I have no
they don't
idea.
speak any English either.
I haven't talked to them in years.
We're going to go to Rome for a couple days just for fun.
That'd be pretty fun.
Cool. See some ruins and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know how much we can see in 2 days, but we're going to fucking try.
Yeah.
And then we're going to Greece for 3 weeks. And then we're going to go to Turkey for 3 weeks. And Turkey is the one that we have to talk about.
Little iffy.
Little iffy.
So setting up that travel plan, what's it like? Are you guys staying in like hostels or what? What's that all like? Do you have plans or are you just winging it?
No, we have some plans. We're renting a car in Spain. We have a car rented for Spain. We're staying in the car, camping, and then we are in Greece. We have a house rented, like a whole ass house,
Cool.
Airbnb, and then in Turkey we're staying in a bungalow that's like literally a box, like maybe 3 of these tables, like in in complete area. Like there's a bed and that's it.
Like half the size of this room.
Mm-hmm.
That's sweet.
That'll be fun.
That would
Sounds
be
like you're roughing it a little bit, but that's part of the journey, I guess.
So you said you're kind of winging it in Turkey area? Like when you guys get to Turkey, you're kind of winging it?
We're staying in a bungalow, but we don't know. Right now, we're for sure going. We have a bungalow reserved. Like, we're going to go to Turkey, but we just bombed Iran, and then Iran got mad at us.
Turkey's close to the Middle
Yeah,
East.
still mad.
Turkey and Iran are like half of their borders together.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably a lot of people that don't like Americans.
No,
That's what we were thinking.
people do not like Americans.
That's exactly what we were thinking. But I also haven't been able to talk to Nico because he's in Cuba. So
Sounds like a pretty rough but fun-ass trip.
It doesn't sound too rough to me.
yeah. No, we've got it all figured out. I have sort of enough money to do it.
You gotta be careful though.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, if you
It's-
need
it's
money,
not,
I'm sure
it's
Frank
pretty
will,
Wild
will,
West
will
over
spot
there.
your ass. We'll just sell a couple of these mics. We'll get you back.
Oh yeah.
No, just you'll get advertisements on your
Right.
podcast once you say that like a girl that's stranded in Turkey like talked on your podcast. Followers,
Advertisements.
man. Advertise
Once
the
you start
fuck out of
making
that.
the news,
Yeah, once I start making the
Americans
news,
are being trapped in Turkey.
That could be good and bad.
That's definitely bad.
it would be horrible. That's like worst case scenarios that we get detained in Turkey.
There was like a tourist in Thailand or something like that in East Asia, and they were at like a beach party, and then she just didn't come home, and her purse and everything else was just left on the beach.
I heard about that.
And then they found her I think a couple weeks later.
She's probably fine though, right?
Yeah.
No, she's dead, wasn't she?
Oh hell yeah, she
Yeah,
was.
Yeah, she was dead.
Yeah, that's the thing. People don't realize how crazy it is outside of the United States. Like go overseas and like the Middle East area, and
We're
stuff.
in a
It is
bubble.
absolutely.
People don't realize we're in a bubble.
huge bubble, and it is absolutely crazy over there. And they live a whole different world over there.
I bet it's mostly all right though.
We're going to like this area, and like the whole campground is just like climbers. Like climbers and mountain bikers are the only people who stay there.
You'll probably be fine.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just like-minded
We'll be
people.
okay.
yeah. Those people kind of seem like
You're probably gonna make some great friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like anyone who speaks English, you're just gonna
Yeah.
become the biggest friend with. Because especially if they're foreign, they always want to practice English. I feel like, or so I've been told. I don't go outside the country because broke.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's fucking expensive. It's not that bad. I'm only spending like $4,000 on the trip in total, and I'm gone for 10 weeks.
Really?
Dude, my plane tickets to
That's all I
London when I
have.
went to London were like $2,200 a piece.
$2,200 a piece.
Yeah.
Your plane ticket?
Damn.
Yep.
You
Was
didn't
one-
look hard enough.
No, this was like 10 years ago too.
I got a plane ticket for
And
like $300.
that was like, dude,
Where'd
the
you find that at?
security was
On the
like
internet.
all in full go.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
people are fired up. Breanna got the plane that like 2 of the 3 wheels are working right, but they're fine with just laying on their stomach.
I know. It's
It was
gonna,
cheap though.
It's It's going to suck. We're taking so many dinky ass flights between all of these different places. I am not excited for my
That's why your flight's
That's gonna
cheaper.
be- yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably worth it though.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Ours
fun.
was Ours was from Dayton to like London Heathrow, maybe. I don't know.
Dayton?
Dayton? Really?
Yeah, it was like Dayton or some shit.
No way,
Dayton,
dude. They don't have an
you-
international
you-
airport.
Dayton's international.
Yeah, they are, but just most
Dayton.
very, very little
Dayton.
go out of international.
No way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, it was Indianapolis. I'm thinking it was
You're way
Indianapolis.
too
Indianapolis
confused
It
with
was
does, yeah.
Indianapolis. Definitely
Yeah,
Indianapolis.
I went to Atlanta, the Atlanta airport.
That
Dude,
that
that
place
is huge.
huge.
Dude, it took me probably 20 minutes to walk from one end
terminal to the
all
other
the way to the.
terminal.
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
terrible. I was like freaking out because I'm like, I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm not gonna make
LAX.
my.
LAX is even worse.
Is it really?
It's huge. So many people, dude.
What's
Nice.
the biggest airport in the country?
I've never thought about that.
I think it's actually for mail in Atlanta. Fun facts.
The Atlanta one
Yeah, it's like
the-
a hub
the-
for
the-
UPS and all this stuff.
and Delta.
Well, like
it's a hub
commercial
for Delta.
airport.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah.
Oh, it's busiest. This Atlanta's
Yeah.
the most
Bypass
busiest.
The most planes come in. Yeah.
Dude, as LAX just I feel like has so many people go. It's just probably because it's
It's-
more centralized. So like more everyone's walking towards everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Like they probably had a lot more land to plan out Atlanta.
Well, Atlanta, they have a subway underneath. Like you have to take a subway. Have to take a subway to get to the.
Denver's got to be on this list.
Oh, dude, Beijing's second.
Pittsburgh, you take a subway.
Dubai.
There's
LAX
LA.
is 4.
Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh?
LAX is 4.
I fly out of Pittsburgh a lot. I like Pittsburgh. But it has a subway. It's cool.
In the
Well,
airport?
it's probably pretty. It's very convenient. You don't have to walk.
Right.
I always just like to walk in those long paths that like people
Oh,
just
the
stand on, like
super
and
speed?
yeah, super speed,
Oh,
walking
yeah.
really fast on it. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, dude, those things are the best.
I saw.
Dude, I took off spring on one of those. It's so
Yeah.
much fun.
Oh,
You go so fast.
I always like to try to like when people are walking. I always like to walk next to them and try to beat them walking.
like on the regular.
Yeah, like trying to like
It's
walk their
easy as
speed and
fuck.
try to.
Jacob's sprinting in
I
airport.
get so,
we had
I
a
get so
we
mad
had
when
a
kids are on those things. I'm like, oh, God, come on. I want to go really fast.
we had a
They go so
layover at
slow.
night, and that's why there was no one in the airport. It was like
Oh,
really
nice.
late in the
Yeah.
morning. And dude, we were booking it on those.
That's
You
sweet.
feel like the Flash.
How to pass time in an airport.
Yeah. Back
Fine.
and forth.
Find the moving walkways.
Oh man, I'm not. I want to say, if you sprint like the opposite direction, how far would you go?
Oh,
Probably
that would
half,
suck.
half as fast.
That's like in
Fast,
Mario
no.
Kart when you go up the wrong fucking side on the mall one.
Yeah, usually they're dome pole.
Oh, that's the worst.
That
It
is
takes
the
fucking forever.
I love how like probably everyone in our generation is like, yeah, I know exactly what you
That was
mean.
right in there. That 1 second where you're like, which side is it? Which side is it? Which side is it? Oh
Oh.
shit!
Nice.
I finally got good enough to be like, all right, you have to fucking know which side you need to go up or you're so screwed. It's all,
I would slap all you guys in Mario Kart.
Bullshit.
I'm not very good at it.
I would kick your
You
ass
probably
and
would.
smash.
I'm not very good at Smash either.
Dude, Smash.
No, you wouldn't.
Smash is probably by far one of the best games ever created.
Oh, hell. Dude, GameCube version, Melee.
Yeah. Have you played the new one on the Switch?
Yeah, Mason brought it, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a good one.
That one's pretty fun.
I'm just the best of the GameCube one.
I hate Smash.
Really?
Oh,
hate
I
Smash?
hate it.
I guess
there's
you-
the door.
First female on the podcast
Why
doesn't like
can't-
Smash Bros. I don't know.
I can't believe you guys like it that much. I
Are you
don't
a
know.
button
I'm-
smasher?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know what
why.
to
Yeah, that's
do.
exactly
why.
why.
I don't know what
Yeah.
to do at all, and nobody tells me. Everybody's just
It's like
I
Mortal-
do my
everybody's
own
like
thing,
Mortal
man.
Kombat.
For you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat's all about the combos.
It is
Right.
about the, yeah.
And
I
the
know a
button
couple
smashers
of them,
are
and
just
the ones
like,
that I know I fucking love. I couldn't even tell you them anymore. I haven't played it in a long time.
Just do two.
But I
two
remember
moves.
learning a couple of them. They're way better than what you can do with like button smashing.
what was
I don't know
what was
any
your
of them.
guys' greatest childhood game? I'm talking like 10 and below. What game made the most impact on you?
Oh, dude. Like video games or just any games?
Any game. Mine was Ocarina of Time.
Say that
Legend of
again.
Zelda.
It's Legend of Zelda Ocarina
Oh,
of Time.
Okay.
It was like on N64.
Yeah.
Dude, that game was just so beyond it. It was just like way advanced for its time.
Yeah. I think my favorite was street basketball. and it was like 3-on-3 street basketball, and I played the shit out of that.
PS2.
I'd play at PS2, and I would play for so long. Get home from school, play it, to go to sleep, and do it all over again. It was so fun.
Dude, that was when the NBA games were fun.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking about I have no idea what my favorite video game was. I didn't really.
What
play them
console
that
did you
often.
play the most?
I don't know.
Did your
I think
brothers play?
Yeah, my brothers played. They had PlayStations. They had Xboxes. They mostly had Xboxes. I don't
The
know.
old Xboxes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I still have mine.
I played the
just
easy ones.
tagged
I
it.
played like Lego Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
Lego
that was
that was a
good.
great
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Kyle, what say you? Breanna, we're skipping you because
Yeah,
not a gamer.
not a gamer.
God, as a kid, I think I maxed out Mario Baseball like 20 times.
Mario
No
Baseball.
shit.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that for? GameCube?
Wii.
Wii.
Yeah, so you could
Okay.
just like swing at it. And I'm like 10 years old, trying not to chuck the controller at the
Oh,
TV.
yeah. Dude, the Wii was fun as shit when it came out.
Yeah.
because it was like, it wasn't a big hit.
What?
But no, it
The
wasn't.
Wii sold
not as,
almost
not
No.
as big as like the
Wii-
N64 and the
It sold
GameCube.
more.
No, the
than
Wii
N64
is like
and
one of
GameCube.
Over
the
its
highest selling
lifespan.
consoles.
Over its lifespan.
Yeah.
They created the Wii for so long. They manufactured it for so long.
Dude, there was a Christmas where I feel like everyone got a Wii.
Dude, and then I remember when you go
We
to
got a really cheap Wii, like a Chinese Wii.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that thing? What was that thing called? Oh God, it was awful.
Yeah.
But we played it. But it had the like sport games and stuff.
Yeah, I remember
same
you
shit.
you'd go to school and like, oh, I'm a pro at bowling, I'm a pro at tennis, and like, oh, I gotta beat him.
Right, but we all just
2009,
sat on
that's
our
when the Wii
asses
came
all the
out,
time
isn't
and like swung a controller.
So they are. Wii was the best. Was the most.
The console Wii is one of the best selling consoles of all time.
Like even if you like include Xbox, PlayStation, all of it.
Really,
Yeah.
It's like that and the Game Boys.
the Wii U sucked.
The Wii did
The
suck.
Wii has
I never had a Wii U.
101
What's a
million
Wii U?
sales.
It's
Like a
just
handheld one.
net-
Dude,
it's
the
like next
Nintendo
gen,
Switch already has
basically, of it.
41 million. Oh, the DS had 75.
DSs were sweet.
Look at the Game Boy. 118 million units.
So much more accessible. It's
I
a lot
never had
Yeah.
a Nintendo
Dude,
DS.
but the Wii
Yeah.
killed
I
the
never had
N64 and the
one. Yeah.
GameCube.
Everybody would play on them on the bus
See, I
to
think-
field trips.
I think the
Oh.
Wii was just
Yeah.
manufactured a lot longer.
Yeah,
That's not entirely it though. They sold a shit
They show.
ton of
Don't get me
Like-
wrong. They sold a shit ton of them.
Like there was a Christmas, like my dad told me he went to go get the Wii and he stood outside in a snowstorm for 3 hours.
Damn.
Everybody was just
my
standing
dad
in
would
line for
just
this
say.
Wii.
My dad said not worth it.
I know.
Yeah,
He would
Honestly,
just say,
he
I'm
should've.
not spending $200 to stand out here.
looking for a fucking Wii. I think the GameCube is the most underrated game console.
So are
Oh, yeah.
things still like that? Like where you have to stand outside and wait for
No,
them?
everything's
No.
digital, dude.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
order
dude.
it on Amazon.
Dude,
or pre-order
true.
it, whatever.
you go to Black Friday now, and it's not even that fucking crazy.
I know. I definitely don't go.
It's nothing.
It's
It's just
still
as
wild
easy to
where
get
I'm
the
from
same
though.
deal online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the boomers haven't caught on yet.
yeah, it's true.
That's the main Black Friday shoppers.
Really, the boomers?
I'm guessing.
I don't go out. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's my point exactly. We don't go out. So we take that. So there's 5 out of 5 of us don't go out for Black Friday.
I wouldn't.
mean-
I go just for the movies. I know I can buy them on, but
I go
like,
to
I like
watch
just,
it,
Yeah, it's fun watching.
and then
I
I'll
just go
try
for
to
the
take
movies.
shit and like just to piss people off,
Frank,
trolling.
you just said you didn't go, bro.
Did this like 5 years ago. I haven't gone for the last
Yeah, I
couple
probably
years.
went like 5 years ago. I went to Fort Wayne.
I feel like I got really
Mall.
crazy for a little while there.
It did. Absolutely
People were like ripping
did.
each other's hair out.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
feel
now
like that
I
was
think
just
it-
before Amazon and all the Cyber Monday deals.
I think a lot of people just think it's like annoying to go now. Because if you go, it's just going to be a bunch of people getting stupid ass deals that aren't even that good of deals. Like everybody knows now, it's not even that good of a deal. Used to
Well,
be a
half the time they
secret.
mark it up like a month before,
Yeah.
and then
Is that true though?
For some stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely for some stuff.
It is true.
I do firmly believe that anytime you see like sales, like any place you go, it's like, oh, sale. That's just the regular price. It's just really cheap. You know what I mean? Does anyone buy stuff that isn't on sale?
Not
Like, what the
really.
fuck?
I mean-
Exactly. So like everything's just on sale.
all the time.
Yeah.
No,
I honestly just figured out what BOGO meant like a year ago.
no
I
shit.
will get one free, baby.
Yeah, but like I would
I
always
just
read like
learned what it meant.
BOGO.
Yeah, right now. I was just 8 years old.
What? You guys never knew what that meant?
Mechanical
I just
engineers,
learned-
man.
I know.
I just learned like a year ago. I had no idea why I didn't know what it meant. I just saw BOGO 50% off.
You've
I
been
was
missing
like,
out.
No,
I was
no.
like, something's 50% off.
I'm not gonna front, Breanna. I just learned that like months ago too. So,
So this,
I'm a marketing
This
major.
whole article is just pretty
So-
much like, oh, this is the same concept. What about the savings?
What do you mean? It's just mad.
Like they're marking it up,
okay.
and then they're just then they mark it down. They don't get me wrong, they still have a little bit of a markup,
They
but they can
probably-
just advertise it higher.
Yeah.
Because there's like a honey zone where like people are more attractive. They'll get the whales, like the people who are just completely impulse. They see like
At the really
above
high price
20%,
street?
and they're just like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
I need to get that dishwasher.
But if you look for like smaller products, like places who don't sell a lot, like if you look for like 3D printers or like other
Oh,
stuff like
yeah.
that, you can find really good deals on them.
Small businesses
Yeah.
definitely still participate. I'm saying the big ones. The big ones are they're just at the mercy of their stockholders.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they have to make profit.
Mm-hmm.
While like all the small businesses are like, oh, if we make more money, we could get bigger. And like, this is America.
Then we
This
can
is America.
become corporations and be,
Nah, dude, half the time they just stop. They kind of get too so like there's so many places like that. Like most of the local businesses are all they just got to a point such big,
dude.
and then they just aren't gonna get any
Did you
bigger.
guys see
Yeah.
Big Hero 6?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
a
know,
great movie.
yeah. Well,
I
in
love
it,
that movie.
like, remember the kid thought that the guy who wanted to steal his design was the person behind, like, the person trying to kill all of them, but
yeah.
it turned out to be the professor. Same shit, man. Money make you do crazy things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the only small business anymore are really restaurants. It seems.
I just
No,
service
I'm
industry
saying
stuff.
like Bigsby. That's only like in 5
Dude, that's
regions.
a chain.
It's only like 5 stores.
It's a small chain, but it's still a fucking chain.
It's like 5 stores though. Dude, I feel like there's a giant gap of where it's a huge corporation that they have stores everywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely small compared to like Starbucks, but
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like there's these mom and pop stores that just gained a little bit, but they're to the point where it's just they're good.
yeah.
Like,
Big B.
Not
There you go.
everyone just wants to make like it's like not everyone has to have as much money as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for sure. Whoever owns that is making cake,
I don't know. I like Big B.
and they do a good job.
yeah.
Like usually
You
the
guys
ones
know what
that
Big B is?
want a lot
Like
of
the
money are
coffee
just
place?
never.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the coffee
Oh,
place.
yeah.
Dude, I think they take forever to get my coffee.
Really?
They're
busy,
though.
They're a lot faster than Starbucks. I feel like.
Really?
Yeah.
Solly, when the
I
hell
don't know.
have you been to
Starbucks
Starbucks?
at school?
Dude, we
goes real fast.
at Armcorp sometimes we like the owner's like, hey, we can go to Starbucks, and they always fucking send me because I'm like the fucking moment on the table.
I've probably
I'm
been
sitting
to
there like,
Starbucks
oh, God.
like 3 times, and I'm always just like, God damn it, why am I here? It's
Dude,
like
Yeah.
$12
I can't go to
just for
Starbucks.
It's
just for a piece
Oh,
of bread.
it's not that bad. Yeah, okay. Their sandwiches are really fucking expensive. It's so annoying. Because sometimes I have to eat when I drink coffee, or I'll get like a stomach ache, so I have to eat. I show up at Starbucks and I have to buy like a $10 sandwich that's literally just like cheese and bread. Like a grilled cheese sandwich is like $8.
You eat
That's
some more
fucking
probiotics. Grilled cheese is good though. Cheese.
I mean,
Cheese is good.
Probiotics that makes your gut feel good. Your gut
does.
your gut
Absolutely.
can take a lot more shit when you make it because you have a symbiotic relationship with your gut.
You want to hear about diet stuff? Stolly's now on intermittent fasting.
Yeah, it's good.
I am.
Tell us about that a little bit, Jake.
Intermittent fasting. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I've just done a little research. I'm kind of doing more research, but basically, what I got out from intermittent research is it's basically when. So I'm doing 10 hours eating and 14 hours fasting, and what it's supposed to do is when you're fasting, it takes away like your energy's not focused on digesting food, so it's doing other stuff in your body, which basically I've heard that like it basically takes out the dead or dying mitochondria in your cells and replaces it with new healthy mitochondria, which is obviously
The powerhouse
the
of the cell.
powerhouse of
Let's
the fucking
go.
cell.
Your body's in a state of your body doesn't age as fast when you're in a state of defense.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
so like the
yeah.
opposite when you're in a caloric like you're not in a caloric deficit, your body's like, okay, we have a surplus. Like we don't have to try as hard. Maybe this is the time where we should start breeding. Like, come on, boy. And then right when you're like you're in a caloric deficit most of the time, your body's like fight or flight, like, okay, we're back to our hunter and gatherer days.
Yeah. So yeah,
What an analogy, Frank. Tennyson.
no, it was an analogy. That was great. But I was just bored and I saw this. I'm like, yeah, I'll try it out. So I've been trying. I'm thinking about it for about a couple weeks now, and I kind of want to do now a one where it's eat all day and then fast for 24 hours, eat all day, fast for another 24 hours.
I definitely think that's
I
a
don't
hard
know.
one.
I think
That's a hard
I
one
think
to do.
I've heard of it. I've done the day or two fast.
Yeah,
Like, they're
yeah.
great. Dude, if you want to detox,
That-
fast
those
for
are-
a couple days.
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
like the most natural thing. It's most of our heritage as humans was just hunter gatherer, and so like fasting was a common thing.
Frank-
You only ate at times where you had food.
Tell me this though. Will it get me ready for summer? Like, will my summer body be popping if I starve myself for 2 days?
Well, I mean,
If you're already starving yourself.
That's a really easy way out, man. I would totally fast for 2 days.
yeah, I mean, it does actually help with.
Oh,
It's
it definitely
with
does.
muscle growth and stuff because of the mitochondria in your cells, which gives energy and it actually helps with
think-
muscle growth.
I think something has to do with the myostatin is this
Yeah,
inhibitor
yeah.
in your muscles that it's like a limiter. Your muscles can only get this big because of this amount of myostatin in your muscles. And it actually I'm fairly certain fasting lowers it.
Yeah, it does.
Because you're in that defensive stage. And that defensive mode of being human is like adapt, overcome, conquer.
Yep.
Like, and so your body just naturally adapts faster than people realize it.
Oh yeah, your body's basically all it does is adapt to everything that you throw at it. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you gotta change shit up every once in a while because your body will get used to it and it just won't.
Yeah,
do
your
anything.
body
You need to
adapts so
change some
fast.
shit. Yeah.
I mean,
so-
like I'll switch up my workouts like I try like every 6 months. I'll switch
Yeah.
up my splits completely.
yeah, that's what I do too. I get bored really fast on doing things, so
That
it's
makes
usually
sense,
like every-
though. Like,
every
you
other-
shouldn't be working the same things forever and ever. You have to
Yeah.
work
Well,
everything.
yeah, you get too used to routines. Humans are routine animals.
Well, there
One
should
thing
be
everything
totally
is
am.
everything in
Like,
life is. It
yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't even apply to working out or whatever. Like people always get in this funk of, okay, I go to work at this time, and I usually come home at this time, and then I do this at this time, and then I do this at this time, and then I go to bed.
yeah.
And then they keep repeating that and repeating that, and then like. I feel like it's good for you just to like completely throw your schedule off. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed like 2 hours earlier, and like your body likes that. Your body, I feel like you grow the most when you're adapting. When you get a wrench
Yeah.
thrown in, and
It doesn't even have to be an extreme change. It can just be like a simple like
Yeah.
I'm taking a different route to work, or I'm taking
oh yeah,
like a couple minutes to do this or that. Like it doesn't even have to be that big of a change to actually fuck with your body.
oh yeah.
Do you guys train at all for climbing, or do you just climb? That's your training.
Climbing in the gym is sort of training for like climbing outdoors.
But do you like
But
lift
there's,
weights or
like-
anything like that?
There's like fingerboards. I don't know. People do a lot of like
I mean,
cardio. Not really
Is it
cardio.
kind of like stretching?
Tech decks.
so not really stretching. Like, so training for climbing is kind
Ab
of different than
exercises
like,
would help. I should really work
Yeah,
on my
they do.
abs.
like
I feel like that'd be great though. You get really good with the tech deck.
Fuck off, Frank.
Probably transfer that to climbing.
What? How the fuck would that help at
Get
all?
that finger
Finger muscles.
strength.
breaks.
Get some
the tech deck in
banana
half.
fingers
Oh
on you
yeah,
doing
yeah.
tech
You're just
deck.
like, come on, man. You just
Maybe you're onto something
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Because the finger things that you can buy that, kind of make more sense than buying
Oh,
a bunch of
tech
tech decks. But, I mean, yeah, those would be easier.
I feel like it's a lot of it just learning finger awareness, like where your
Yeah.
fingers at.
Well, you have
Strength.
to worry more about
But
your
don't we all
tendons
know
than you
where
do
our
your
fingers are at?
muscles, because your tendons are really what you have to worry about breaking, because you can build up your finger muscles
yeah,
really
yeah.
quickly.
Okay.
But
I'm
your
nervous about
It's
it
the
every
same with
day.
your shoulders.
So
Yeah,
how do
it
people
is.
break their tendons?
So do you guys have you guys ever
Pulling
seen like
too
those campus boards in the gyms?
It's just like wooden
Yeah.
planks.
Yeah.
Like
That's
going down a
maybe
wall.
like half of a finger pad
and you like put your
wide.
fingers on them and climb up them.
People
Yeah.
will try and
That's what
do
we're talking
those
about.
after like 2 months of climbing, realize like, oh, I might be able to get up one or two, and then they try for a bigger one, and
Then boom,
it'll just pop.
their muscle is stronger
Oh,
than the
shit.
tendon.
Yeah.
Like your muscle literally
So-
pulls more.
Really?
Literally.
What do you do to? Do you build strength?
Well,
with your
you
tendons?
just don't
do
push
like
it.
well
you have to like be real gentle.
it's like
with
your
it.
rotator cuffs. Your rotator cuffs, your shoulders can get stronger than your rotator cuffs faster
Yeah.
than your rotator
Yeah.
cuffs can go. And that main reason is because people don't do exercises that just build that certain thing. There's definitely exercises that increase your joint strength.
So you can work out your tendons just as you can muscles.
Not necessarily. They're not
It's more
really
of like a development of your
Yeah.
tendons. So like you just have to get them really used to it.
Is it,
More
is
than
it a
anything.
elasticity thing? Is it a stretching thing? Like I'm not very familiar with.
It's like
human
So is it like
biology.
hamstrings where they're just like stiff and you have to make them more flexible?
yeah.
Kind
It's like
of.
imagine a trampoline. In the winter, trampolines suck. They just break really quick because they're not warmed up at all. But in the summer, the trampoline's really elastic.
So
in
it's
the
a
summer,
stretching
it's
thing.
just not necessarily stretching. It's just like there's a lot of it's genetic, where some people just have stronger joints than others because your
But
tendons.
It sounds
attached
like
to
you
the
guys are
joint.
saying that some people can do the fingerboards and newbies can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's that-
like,
yo,
it's
definitely,
something you like
that's
really
definitely
have
a
to
thing.
work up to.
Build up to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we have a friend who can jump from the second board to like the 10th board, and that's like crazy.
And then just
that's
take
like,
that whole impact.
yeah. Oh, it's so
Like-
scary.
Like he'll be on like a half of a finger pad,
It's like-
and he can go up
Wow.
like 6
I
rungs,
always
which is like
think
3.5
that
feet.
I'm just gonna hear him yelp in pain one day, and he'll like tear a tendon. But he never
I've
does.
pulled this. I pulled my right hand. Was climbing up a tree. Yeah, I was climbing up a tree and I was pretty high up, and like the tree branch snapped.
Oh,
Started falling. I grabbed, and then all of a sudden I feel myself just stretch. It's like a deep
Yeah.
stretch, and I'm just like, wow, I'm locked. Like if I let go, I'm done. And then I just climbed down the tree.
So, like those stupid movies where people falling, and you just grab something like, wouldn't
Oh,
you like,
dude, you'll
no.
rip your tendons.
you
would
rip
rip your shoulder
everything.
right out of
Yeah.
your
socket,
shoulder
yeah.
too.
Like, man.
Maybe both hands, but like one arm, dude, your whole way. And it also depended on how fast you're falling down. Like if you just trip over a ledge, yeah, obviously you could catch yourself. But like,
Even like so like in climbing there's something called like a dyno, which is like you just jump up to it. If you overshoot that and you just fall down onto it, even that can like destroy your shoulders or your tendons.
Really?
they're not really like your muscles are rubber bands. Like
Yeah,
they're
well,
the real
yeah,
rubber
yeah.
bands, and your tendons are kind of like what
Chains.
attaches it's like a boxer ring. Like your tendons
Yeah.
are what attaches them to the pole.
Yeah.
Like they'll break, but
Oh,
most
yeah.
likely not at the rubber band part.
Interesting.
I'm learning. You guys would get a kick out of Mitchell. He's a pretty big climber as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned it a couple
and Mitch and
times.
I've got a
Brandon.
lot of friends who like to climb.
We got a
and
lot of friends
I've
like
done some climbing just like in a gym,
Yeah.
but it's like for me so hard to get into. It's I feel like vulnerable when I do it. I guess
I just-
because like people are really good at it, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm
Oh,
not.
I'm not
any
good at it.
I
The
climbed
whole
a
climbing-
shit
And
ton
I'm
of
going
trees.
on a trip around the world, and I'm not that good at it. It's fun.
I just climbed a
people-
shit
Just
ton of
go
trees.
and have
Yeah,
fun.
exactly.
The climbing community
I like
is like
the
all
adrenaline
for like,
rush.
hey, get better at it,
Yeah.
and I'm here to like help you.
But some people seem to be hardos on the whole deal, though. Like
I have a
hard.
couple
Oh,
of those
dude.
friends.
They're real competitive
We've got some
climbers.
friends. Yeah, we've got
Are
some
they
friends
still
that
cool
are
to be
crazy.
around though?
Yeah,
They
they're
are.
cool.
You guys said that kind of like,
There are some climbers who are like pretentious. We have one friend in particular and a woman friend that he just attained. And they are like the most pretentious people.
They're probably listeners, so don't say their names.
Oh yeah, definitely listeners.
fuck off.
A whole different state.
We reach real wide, guys. So
Yeah.
for
We
sure.
used to when I was a kid, we would climb shagbark hickory trees. It's a
Oh,
certain tree, and you climb like probably
why would you
less
do
than
that?
6 inches wide, like probably 6 to 8 inches. It's a perfect diameter of the tree. Climb up to the top of them, you grab the top, and then you just jump. And the shagbark hickory, you have to use shagbark hickory. Trust me, because I used one that looked like shagbark hickory and it
Really?
wasn't. And all of a sudden, I hear the tree, and then my back hits the ground.
So you're bending the trees from the
Yeah,
top.
shagbark hickories are
It
flexible enough
peels.
to where you can literally jump like 25, 30 feet from the top and then just jump straight down
while holding onto the tree.
and the tree will bend and catch you. You just got to hold on because if you hold on, you're fucked too.
That sounds fun.
But when you say jump, like you're just kind of moving
You
your
jump
weight.
off and hold on. That's it.
You've done that?
to branches
Yeah.
or like
And
the
it
top of the
works?
tree.
No, you hold on to the top of the shagbark hickory.
never seen
and then you
somebody
jump
do
off.
this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a bunch of fun.
Yeah, they look this up. That'd be cool
Dude,
as hell to
it's
look
a-
up.
They just got internet out here, so
you
they've
have-
been living in the
oh my
Stone Age.
Dude, you have to use shagbark.
I took a class on tree identification, and I totally know what a shagbark hickory is. I didn't know that they were that malleable. I thought when you were saying that you were going to climb up, you were going to get like a bunch of splinters because
the bark would peel off?
The bark would peel off and give you splinters for sure. I can't believe you can climb all the way to the top of those things.
Do you have a favorite tree?
I really want to get a hemlock. I love the eastern hemlock. It's like it looks like a redwood, but like a baby redwood.
I love that you had to answer that. Like, right.
Oh, yeah,
there.
right.
You really have a favorite tree. Didn't have to think about that shit at all.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Trees are fun, and it's way more fun to walk through a forest like knowing what shit is. It is. It's like, oh, dude, I know why that's here. That thing's got a story.
I don't think there's any videos of this.
Walk around with Mark,
Yeah,
like
Mark
through a tree,
Clausen.
like he's always like, "Oh, dude, look at that!
Same
Look
thing.
at that!" I'm like,
Does
"What
nobody
the
else
fuck?
do
It's like a
this?
tree."
Yeah,
I
Frank
guess-
is the only person
guess
who
not.
isn't on the internet.
My dad told me how to do it. He's like, you, remember, you got to find that. I remember he told me this. He's like, listen, you got to find the shagbark hickory. 'Cause if they're not, it's gonna suck.
Frank, I'll
It's
totally
gonna
do this
suck.
with you.
I'll do it.
I
I'll
did
do
it
it
all
with
the time. I'm not lying. It's fun as shit.
Is there a weight limit? Do
Yeah,
they
you
list
want
the weight
to
limit on the
so
tree or
like
what?
if you wait till they're about
Yeah, there's
past
some-
6 to 8
There's like a
inches.
troll at the bottom that
Yeah,
tells
yeah.
you if you're like over the tree.
No, but if they're about 6 inches, probably for your weight. But if you weigh a little bit more, you could probably get up to about 8 inches. But past that, they don't bend. You're just like
You're just in a tree.
you're about 10 feet from the ground, and then you can't hold it tight enough.
It sounds like there might be a reason this isn't on the internet.
it's funny, dude. It's
Actually, it
never
sounds like a
thing.
perfectly good reason to be on the internet.
Honestly, it sounds
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sweet.
good,
I
yeah.
guess
I've
people
done it-
that's not
I've
as
done it
common
with real
anymore.
No
skinny
way.
saplings. I don't know if the shagbark will
shagbar,
do
you
this.
can let them get pretty big, and you can get
I wonder
high.
if it's on Twitter. I'll look on Twitter.
She's looking on Twitter. So I have a question.
I want to see this so bad.
What you guys climb a lot? What is the scariest climb, or like what was the scariest thing that ever happened to you guys climbing?
Scariest thing that ever happened climbing?
Oh yeah, I was just like,
Oh, there's a couple stories. Okay.
One time, not even that long ago, we went climbing in a place in Ohio. It's like an hour. It's in Springfield, Ohio, and Kyle was going up this 5'9". It was not
Hold on.
hard.
What the rating system?
Okay.
Like I have no idea. I hear
So,
my friends talk about it a lot.
It starts
Yep,
at
yep.
it's so for if you're sport climbing in America, it starts at 5.0.
so
and goes
that's level 1. That's the smallest one.
so
Easiest one.
so like here's
It's
how it
a
is.
grade of
like,
terrain. So
yeah.
it starts at like 3, then it works up into 4, and then 5 is like where climbing starts.
So like 3 is
Okay,
like a
so-
trail, like a flat
Yeah.
trail.
Okay,
Then
okay.
4 is like more up, and then 5 is vertical. So 5.0 up to the hardest thing climbed is 516,
15D.
15D.
So does the 5 stand for
515D.
anything? That just
5
means you're
stands for
climbing?
your vertical climbing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like angled. It's not flat. It's vertical.
So are there ones that go angled that have a different rating? So is it like
they're
6s or
just
7s?
hard.
Those are the hard
They're
ones.
just
That's like
hard.
the 515Ds that are
Those are
like.
I climbed the ones at OSU. You like the top part. You can't even like keep your legs on. You all have to just use your upper body. They're
Well,
crazy.
that's not how you're supposed to do it.
Oh, you're not supposed to do that?
Not at all, dude.
Well, I just did it without using my legs.
You can use your feet to actually
called
like
campusing.
toe in
There's a word
and like
for
it. Oh, no
grab
shit.
the holds. Yeah.
Oh, I climbed it just. I guess that's. I didn't know that. I
Frank's
thought that's
really
how you're
strong.
supposed to
Not
do
a big
it.
deal.
Well,
I don't know. I don't
that's
know.
where like that's where the ab strength comes in. I said that I need to work on my abs. That's where the ab strength comes in because you can hold your body up, you know, and it's way easier to use your feet too.
Yeah, I do calisthenics like pretty much every 3 days.
Where you're lifting your
Where
body
you
up.
hold yourself at like you hold your elbows at a 90-degree angle and you hold from a bar, and you do like you bring your legs up and down and you bring them in circles and everything.
Yep.
Just core.
Frank, you have long arms too. You could probably be a decent climber if you wanted to.
I used to be able to do the iron cross,
No shit.
but my legs are too heavy now.
What is the iron cross?
It's when you're in a ring, you muscle up in the ring, and then you bring it to each side.
Okay.
like
impressive.
you're getting
It's like an Olympic
crucified.
move. So
What?
when you're
That's hard.
watching Olympics and gymnastics
That's
and they're working on the
impressive.
rings
That
and
is
they do that.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore, dude. I could probably get like probably past 45 at least. But dude,
That's crazy.
your leg weight. Like if I just quit squatting and stuff, yeah, I could definitely.
Dude, cut your legs off.
That's one quick way. It's like a third of your weight.
So is that why you always see like the male?
They're jacked. Their upper
jacked
bodies are
yeah,
just
and then
like
their tiny
giant
ass
trees.
little legs.
Yeah.
In the Olympics, you mean?
Yeah.
But
I
back
did
to
gymnastics.
climbing.
Get back to this the scariest shit.
Oh, so we were down there. We were climbing a 5'9". So like 5'0" to 5'9", you have pluses and minuses. Minuses is like a 5'0" minus. So it's like a little easier than a 5'0". 5'0" plus, a little harder. On up to 5'9". Then when you get to 5'10", you have 5'10" A, B, C, D. So these are all like steps of hardness.
I feel like they could have figured out a better system for
Probably.
They definitely could have, and there is. It's just used in other countries.
because
The system
it's
we
like the
use-
metric system versus American system.
Yeah.
Freedom units? Are you talking shit about freedom units?
Freedom.
This is America, goddammit. We'll use whatever measurements we want to use.
And
just make
measuring
it
things
the
and
most
then climbing.
complicated thing
Yeah,
ever.
exactly.
Yeah.
Science, they can use the European bullshit.
So what are you guys comfortable with climbing? When you're out looking for good routes to climb, do you have like a certain
The scary story that I was going to tell you, hang on, it's really
that we
short.
keep on interrupting?
Kyle was going up a 5'9". I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to this old man that was talking to me. And Kyle was just like at the bolt. He was like lead climbing. So the rope wasn't above him. He was like climbing up, putting the quick draw in, putting his rope through the quick draw. But he was just at the bolt. He wasn't very far up. So like if he let go, he should have only fallen like 2 feet.
If that.
If that.
Like to the
Kyle,
ground.
I wasn't paying
My
attention.
waist
and
was at the bolt.
I wasn't holding on to him tight enough, and he fell like 15 feet.
Oh man.
Because you were the one in charge.
I was like, oh, fuck, sorry. He was like, you have
Dude,
to
that's
pay
the
attention.
worst feeling ever. Dropping.
You fell 15 feet.
It would have been.
Maybe 10.
That's
Maybe
a lot.
10, but
That's
a longer
still-
one.
Yeah,
That's scary.
But people fall like 20, 30 feet.
I know.
Like, I've
Fuck
fallen
that.
like 20 feet before.
Oh my god!
I climbed a tree to get a bird
That's what
I
sucks.
killed.
Some people are totally fine with it, though. Some people don't even think about it. Most
Like
of our,
falling that?
like,
What?
most of our friends just don't think about falling. They're like, you go up. Don't fucking fall.
Well,
And if they fall, they're like, well, I fell and I have to climb back up here. Fuck. Don't do that.
That's awesome.
There was a time where, well, I'm saying like a time. This was like last year. I was like perfectly fine. I was like, if I fall, whatever. And then I saw a couple people fall like 30 feet, go inverted, and like hit their head on the rock. And I'm like, oh God, if I fall.
so it makes you a little bit more nervous to climb,
Yeah.
but it might make it more fun.
I
mean, what?
would make that
I
more
guess
fun.
what is the draw for climbing? Because I get the athletic pursuit. Is it the thrill or is it the peace?
I don't know. I had a lot of fun climbing trees.
It's the thrill.
I climbed
climbing
a shit
too.
ton of
I like
trees.
climbing trees too.
I like climbing shit.
I shot a bird with Ross Flouty once, and I climbed like 20, 25 feet up in this tree to get it. This tree's completely dead. And all
Oh
of a
my
sudden
God.
I hear, and then it's like a cartoon. I'm not lying. I hit every branch on the way down and break them all. And I hit the ground, and I'm like, I just start busting out laughing. I'm like, holy shit, I'm fine. I'm not lying. It was literally like a cartoon.
I'm gonna get Ross Flouty to tell me that story once.
Dude, he will tell
I'm
you.
not saying I don't believe you, Frank, but that's
100%. It was like a straight up cartoon.
crazy. There's a reason why they do that in cartoons, I guess, right?
You need
yeah.
to learn a little bit about trees that you shouldn't touch.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
His dad taught him that you could climb one kind of tree.
No, I just climbed them all.
He's like fucking around with shagbark hickories and climbing up dead trees. Dude.
I had to get the bird.
Yeah,
I had to
come
get.
on.
It was a cool
Oh
bird.
my God.
It was a big bird. It was a nice. I think. I forget what it was.
It was a nice
I don't
big
even-
bird.
It was a big.
Probably like a bald eagle.
I saw a bald eagle like a week ago.
Dude, there's a bunch now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bald eagles are making a run.
In
man. They're
Salina,
sweet.
yeah, it's cool.
We had one in our woods years ago.
We might have one nesting out of Peter's Pond.
Really?
Just try to
Yeah.
get an egg
Sweet.
and raise it. Have it imprint on you.
Leave it
Imagine how
alone.
badass that would be.
Shit.
We get the egg, right? And then we sell it on the black market.
No,
and we
dude,
hatch that shit open.
Yeah.
No, we crack it open. Biggest omelet. Bald eagle omelet.
That's a waste.
A bald eagle.
Dude,
That's a
that could be a
waste.
specialty at a fucking restaurant. That might
That's
happen.
insane.
What if they
Definitely.
become
I'll
like
hit up,
deer?
I'll hit up
Oh,
Buck
man.
and Marty at the grill.
Yes.
like,
Oh, they
guys.
totally would.
They wouldn't.
Yes,
Marty
they
wouldn't.
would.
Marty would freak out.
Oh, Marty might not.
Dude, that'd
but
be
what
terrible.
if they
That would
became
be terrible.
overpopulated? Like
Bald eagles?
deer?
Dude, they're not
Like
becoming
deer?
overpopulated. They'll
Could
kill
you
each other.
imagine
They're
that?
territorial.
Yeah.
They are.
True. Yeah.
man.
Anyways, you guys are climbing.
Yeah.
What were
Plus,
we
they're
talking about?
America. It's America. You can't kill America's mascot.
But what
do you think?
What do you guys feel comfortable climbing? Like what rating? Is
Outside?
it pretty accurate? Like
It's different where you go.
okay, so like a
Yeah.
5-6 here is not a 5-6 there.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Like
Ohio is
like
pretty
if we
close.
go to Seneca, a 5-6
to West
there is like a
Virginia.
5-8 somewhere else.
Do you
it's
free climb
probably
it?
like the same guys setting the route, like setting the rating though, right?
So we don't. What do
So,
you mean by free?
Like
So-
no tethers.
So
no,
free
we always
climbing,
have a rope.
Oh.
So free climbing is considered when you lead climb something.
Yeah. You have a rope
Ah.
attached.
You
but the
have a
rope
rope.
solo.
can't help
Free
Free
solo's nothing,
soloing
yeah.
is when you're like
I saw
doing
the
it with
movie.
nothing
No
on
thing,
you.
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice.
Now that's
We
the
don't do
crazy
that.
His name
shit.
Alex?
We
That's some
have a
crazy
friend who does that shit.
I think he
Oh,
free
we
soloed.
hate it.
I hate it.
I would do it as long as there's water.
No.
That's
that you
deep
go to
water
Deep water
soloing,
soloing?
and that is fun as hell.
Yeah,
It's
I've
fun.
done cliff
it
jumping.
can be dangerous.
They
though,
have
if you don't know
free
where
water
you are.
soloing at Bryson Pool.
What? Oh yeah. Yeah. Do they have the climbing board? They have that at
Yeah.
the pool in.
They did put it in Salina.
They did this
It's
year.
like 12 feet or
I
something.
did
Yeah,
like
it's
a
whatever,
gainer
that's
off.
Frank and I
I
will
got
go to
mad.
Salina Pool sometimes and
Oh,
just
yeah.
like mill around with the pool rats.
Dude,
and
we
just be
would get
hilarious.
kicked out.
Yeah, it's all you
Oh,
can,
we got
yeah.
kicked out. That was sweet.
We did get kicked out.
Yeah.
Kenna Black, right?
Yeah, she tried to sit my ass out. I was like,
She was like,
20.
Frank,
I'm like 22 years
Frank,
old.
you're in
Like,
timeout because he was doing.
I did a flip you're not supposed to do.
That's stupid as
It
shit.
was so awesome though because all the
Can't
kids,
tell me what to do.
all the kids at the pool would get so excited that Frank was about to dive. Like the whole pool would
Oh,
turn
yeah,
and
oh,
look
yeah.
and see Frank start bouncing on the divers, and he'd just do like a probably you're doing doubles or
Yeah, something like that.
yeah,
I don't know.
doing gainers or whatever it was, and people were like, he was entertaining the masses. It was fun, and
You
then I'd
taught
go
me how
off
to do
and
a
like
gainer.
I didn't
cannonball.
realize that.
You're the one that taught me how to do one.
Oh yeah, dude, it's easy. You just
Yeah,
jump,
it is.
look back. Don't
Jump, look
hit
back.
whatever you jumped off of.
Yeah, no more explanation needed.
I mean that's the easiest.
Frank is a simple
That's
man.
right.
Yeah, dude, literally told
I
me.
told him. I said,
just remember
you
the
literally jump and just look back and tuck. And that's it. It's all that. It's simple. People overcomplicate too much stuff. You just gotta.
Dude, once you do it, it's a
Pedal to
lot
the metal,
easier
do
than
it.
before you do it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It took me a long time to feel like I could do a backflip. It wasn't that I couldn't do it. I just felt like it was dangerous for some reason. And then I did it once. Now I can do
Yeah, I
it.
think that's the. I wasn't really. I was pretty.
How do
pretty
you
well,
land when you do that? Like, what sucks? Like, just to land on your back, or just to land?
No, you
like,
want to land on your feet.
you want to land on your
Or
feet?
do 1.5
What
and
happens
I
if
mean,
you don't?
if you don't, you just smack,
Slap,
and then it hurts
yeah.
for a couple minutes. You're good.
Ugh.
Except like I remember some kid.
it's not
He did
high.
he did a reverse.
Yeah.
No, he did a front flip, and front flips are super hard to stop spinning. And he did this off the 30-foot at Pine Lake. And this kid jumps off, front flips, and I'm just watching him. I think I did a reverse or something. And I remember looking up, and this kid just smacks the water, just straight side. His like hands are completely out, hits straight side of his stomach. He's just beat red. And he I had to like pull him in. He couldn't breathe and knock the air completely out of
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Break ribs
dude.
and stuff.
That high, oh yeah. But like
that's
5 to 10 feet, the smack doesn't really hurt.
Oh my
And if
God.
you don't want to smack at all, and you just want to be ballsy as shit, you just put a t-shirt on. Then it doesn't hurt smacking.
We have a friend, Mark. So we went down to Franklin Gorge in West Virginia for a climbing trip, and there's a hole there that you can just go and swim. But there's like this old bridge that's just like broken down that you can jump off of.
It's a dam. It's an old dam.
An old dam. And Mark, who's the person that also free solos,
He's an
This
idiot.
kid is wild.
we said we would give him
He's an idiot.
$5,
This kid
is wild.
and he jumped off this thing and belly flopped.
Oh,
This kid is wild.
man. Yeah, it is a wild.
He
kid.
belly flopped. He hurt his fucking balls so bad.
Oh,
so
dude.
upset.
He did it
Yeah.
twice too.
He did it
See,
twice.
like
Still-
I know
Okay,
that.
He's an
okay.
idiot.
I don't do the stupid shit off that high. Because I
Difference
like
between wild and
once you
dumb.
get like 70 plus, then you're fucked if you don't hit it right. Like you're dead. It's
Like-
concrete.
Yeah.
Like you have to like diving, especially you have to make this giant fist under, and you have to lock. And if you don't lock and your hands separate, you can get knocked out. The water, the impact.
Jeez.
So what's with those people who jump from like those real tall towers into like 3 feet of water?
Sure. Now that's different. That's just.
Have you guys
like,
seen videos
pure
of that?
shit.
Yeah, I've seen.
Oh,
That's
videos.
gotta
pull one of
be
those
fake.
up. Pull up the
Dude.
world record.
Why
no,
would they
it's
do
real.
that?
Just for like carnivals and shit like that.
Yeah.
Now that takes that's a real man. That's a
Yeah.
real man.
I watched the
all I
whole
gotta say.
video.
Real man.
That's a real fucking man.
Yeah,
He's got a
this
sack
is-
on him.
Do they like belly flop?
No,
Oh,
they
I don't know.
they like.
Dive.
I guess they come in and cut real hard. Like you'll watch a video of it and we'll see what he does. I guess.
Dude, I've done that, and like
Why?
4 4-foot water. No, not really
we
high
did it
though.
off
Like
the roof at Christian's graduation
yeah, we
party.
did.
They were in this like
Yeah.
above ground pool, so like 4 feet of water.
172
Jacob's jumping
inches.
off a 25-foot roof.
172.
Yeah, this is the
Oh
one.
my
Feet.
gosh.
Attempted time.
feet.
What's his name? Rick Charles.
Rick Charles, world record high.
Oh, I wish it was Rick James.
172 feet.
And this man knows
Jumping
he's dead
into-
if he lands wrong.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Dude, this dude doesn't care. He's witnessed death and said, "Hey, fuck off."
Fast forward till he dies, Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like
Wait,
he's
he dies?
He's feeling it.
no,
He does it.
doesn't
He's jumping.
die.
Oh shit.
He's got knee pads on.
Whoa.
Oh, he flips. What a
Oh.
shit.
Oh my gosh. It
Oh,
looks
that's
like
like
a
way
mini
more-
That
golf
seems like a lot of
pool.
water.
Oh man.
that
no,
looks
it
deep.
looks deeper.
So
than
is that
3.
just the highest dive then, or is he in like no water?
I don't know if that's really true. The 3 feet. I think that's
Search
just
like
cartoon
carnival
shit.
trick.
No,
No,
I
dude,
feel
these
like
are
that's
real.
a real thing.
I think it might be just cartoons.
Well, these guys are jumping from real high. But
Whoa.
I want to see one in like.
Look at that
shallow
one. That's
water.
just like, hey, here's an
That's
antenna.
insane.
That's high as fuck.
Hey, here's an old antenna. You want to jump off of it?
54 meters. What's,
Oh God,
Oh,
he's
he's
in the
177
rain suit too.
Nice.
what's 177 feet tall so we can like tell people, like explain
You
what
have
height
like
this
you
is.
could write a book.
Oh look, they have
You're in
to.
there.
He's
so
not
long.
doing so well.
He's hurting.
Oh,
He
he's
definitely
like,
hurt.
he's
Oh,
like,
he is hurting.
I
Oh.
can't have kids anymore. Oh,
Was it
dude.
worth
Oh, he
it?
looks like he's
Absolutely
hurting.
not.
Dude, fuck that. You could become like
That
paralyzed.
guy looks like he's hurting.
Dude, that dude he hates his life at that point. Oh, this one's point of view. Look at this. Oh, let me just jump off this super high dive.
I like how they all do flips too.
This
I
was in
know.
2017.
This dude looks straight from Jersey Shore.
I hate that show.
It gives you guys
Don't
a
talk
bad
shit
name.
about Jersey Shore.
He is from
No, I'm
Jersey.
kidding.
He's doing the handstand.
He's a Jerseyan. What the
Oh,
heck?
no shit.
I wish people could
He's
see
the
what
same
we're
color
watching.
as the water.
yeah.
Oh yeah, well,
no,
we're watching some
Even if we
dude.
were recording this,
It's-
then he
it's
couldn't. They
A dude
couldn't
doing
see
a
it.
Yeah.
handstand on a platform that's like 100 feet in the air, and he's just chilling.
And he
oh,
has a
falls in
spinning
the
grip.
water,
Oh.
Flip, boom. That's
just
sweet.
double flips.
All right, we can't just
Not
watch
yet.
videos.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
we can't.
Right. We'll take a break right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
a good idea. We're back, guys. Oh boy.
I think I moved my mic down from where I was supposed to have it.
You're good.
You sound.
No,
You sound
you
fine.
you sound good. It's fine.
Brianna, you wanted to bring something up very important.
Oh, fuck. What was that?
Economics.
Your project with Greg.
Project with Greg.
Let's talk about some economics, some West Virginia economics. Very simple.
Hill people.
Um,
Don't
Tell
take their
people.
guns.
So I worked on a project with Greg Corio this semester. He was the founder of Adventure West Virginia, which is a outdoor recreation company in West Virginia. And they run primarily through the school. They like offer things for students at the college, and like they take you zip lining and canopy tours, and I don't know, they take you backpacking. Anyway, so I worked with him. And he is doing this giant project where he's like reshaping why companies should be moving to West Virginia. Like West Virginia is very much known as a like poor ass place. Coal is no longer like a big deal, you know? And that's what coal that's what West Virginia ran on was coal.
We're coming back.
What about fracking?
They do some. I actually had I had a
The
conversation a while
Appalachias.
ago.
There's a lot of coal in the Appalachias.
Yeah.
Yeah, but coal's
There's all
becoming
kinds of coal.
less and less used.
Right. So they're running out of industry.
I think it's becoming more used.
no.
It's definitely
not?
going down.
It's definitely going down. And most of it's like ran by machines now. Like you don't have people with pickaxes in the
Which
fucking
is probably
mines.
better. It's not good for
Yeah.
jobs, but it's good for like
Health
yeah.
and like
Those
public
coal
well-being.
miners got it rough.
Also, those salaries go way up.
The people who do still
Who
work with
operate
robots and
those
stuff,
machines? Yeah.
but it takes less people probably, and it has to be a higher skilled job.
Right.
Less
So-
mines.
Yep.
But mining will never
So-
go away.
Greg is
dude,
like,
we'd be completely fucked without oil.
well, yeah.
If we
Right
stopped
now-
mining, we'd be fucked.
Well, now, yeah. What about in 100 years?
I feel like nuclear
We
is
won't
the
see.
option. Nuclear
We
is
won't
the
see.
way to go.
I think nuclear was the way to go too.
I don't know. They say the person who's gonna live to be 150 has already been born.
It's not me.
No shit.
That's what they say.
See, I feel like it's just like,
I'm on my way out.
what's the
I'm having a
point?
midlife crisis.
Depends on how healthy you are. Because if you're
Yeah.
like you're 80 and you're like our 80s, where it's just like you start losing it, your brain's out there.
It was gonna be solid, then he got hit by a car, and it's been downhill ever since.
Yeah.
I don't know. My grandma's 94 and she's been
don't get me
smoking
wrong.
for like 78 years.
Dude,
I always
there's
see
so
those
many people like
smokers,
that. It makes
yeah.
you think like, oh, so is smoking bad for you? Because this fucker's like 95 and swimming for fun.
Some
Oh, yeah.
people react to it better than others.
Well, I think it also depends on if they're breathing it in too. Like, so a lot of people don't breathe it in all the way. They let it all out.
Those guys are quitters. I drag one
Never
cig
That's so
and one
mean.
puff.
Never quit.
Yeah. I've only ever smoked
Never
a
back
cigarette
down.
when I was like really drunk and you have to sober up, so you smoke a cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only time I've ever smoked one.
And
I
you
think
look
I've done
real
it like
cool while
3
you're
or
doing
4
it.
times.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was awful though.
I think
Smoking
a lot of
cigs
the-
makes you look cool.
Well, the cig
No, it
problem is there's just
I would always get like,
Disgusting.
I would get like halfway through it and be like,
the cig problem is there's so many chemicals in cigs that are addictive by themselves. Like it's not just nicotine's pretty chemically similar to caffeine.
There's rat poison in some of these cigarettes.
Exactly, and like a lot of them are inhibitors for nicotine, making nicotine more potent.
If
Meaning
you
like
talk to a real smoker, they can't smoke like American Spirits or these ones that don't have the added chemicals because they just hit
exactly,
different.
yeah.
Like they don't get the buzz the same way.
Nicotine's not the main addiction in it. It's because of the other stuff in it that allows
Nicotine's
nicotine to
definitely
be. Well,
addictive.
nicotine's allowed to be the most addictive because there's other inhibitors in it, other chemicals in there.
Yeah, but to say nicotine is addictive is a straight
No,
lie.
I don't think he's necessarily saying it's not addictive.
I'm not saying it's not. It's just as addictive as caffeine is.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
I'm mega addicted to caffeine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get
Everybody's
you get
addicted
headaches
to
and stuff when you don't
caffeine.
drink it.
Everything's good in moderation. Like you can apply that to literally everything.
Fuck,
You can do
moderation-
anything
I
you
feel
want. in
Moderation.
I don't even
moderation.
think about it. I
Moderation
totally
to
just
go
feed
to
it.
moderation.
How many cups of coffee do you drink a day?
Not much. I've cut down a lot. I used to drink like, I don't know. I ran on it. I ran on coffee and Adderall for like a year and a half of my life.
Yeah, and then you'll have withdrawals. Just like
Dude, it was hard.
Yeah.
I lost so much weight while I did it though. I never fucking ate. And so when I started doing it over like the past like 2 years, I've gained like 10 pounds and it's been
Nice.
awesome. Because I lost like 10 pounds when I did like a year of this where I just drank like 6 cups of coffee a day. And I would just like constantly be detoxing. It was awful.
with coffee, the other problem is thermogenic, meaning it raises your body temperature, and so they're like you're in more of a calorie deficit drinking coffee.
But also you don't want to eat.
Yeah, that's true
'Cause
too.
it's a stimulant.
Yeah,
Yep.
There you go,
It's,
Jacob. That's how you should deal with being hungry.
Coffee is great for that.
I drink
Dude, coffee's
coffee.
good for you in moderation.
It
drink
is.
a lot of coffee?
And black.
I-
Like,
Yeah,
oh
you
yeah,
don't
oh
put
yeah.
anything
Couple
in it.
cups
That's
in the
my
morning.
problem. I've gotten addicted to the fucking Starbucks coffee.
with sugar and stuff.
Awful. But I've
Those-
gotten so addicted
those
to
things are-
it.
those
The
things are
peppermint
bad.
mochas, man. Oh, to die for.
We got a little distracted. Breanna, bring us back. You're working with Greg.
I'm working with Greg. So he is reshaping why companies should be moving to West Virginia. So like people, I don't know. I'm kind of biased because I'm in the parks and recreation field, but I think that people are trying to participate in recreation a lot. And I think that more people want to live in places that are like really pretty and cool to be in and things to do.
Would you think that Greg has that same bias?
Yes, probably. Because he is also an outdoor recreation enthusiast. But
sure.
there's some data on it and it's
So
I don't know.
what's this data like? Because I study data analytics as well as marketing. So like
It's like
I work and speak data. So
it's like measures of amount of people who move to a place that is a known recreation hub like within a year. So they looked at like 3 different cities that like have been getting a huge influx of people because they're moving there for the recreation. And Greg is trying to make people see West Virginia as just that, like this big recreation hub. Because there's like a dick ton to do around Morgantown. And more whitewater runs, more climbing area, and more like mountain biking trails than any other cities that are popping up right now.
Yeah,
So,
that's
Well,
another thing, though.
you can't do a lot of that shit other places. Though.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all outdoors. So like if it's like pouring rain one day,
But the thing about West Virginia is that it's really fucking cheap right now.
Mhm.
Like it's really
So-
cheap to live there right now because there's no one there and everything is going downhill.
not Morgantown anymore.
Morgantown's starting to come up, but it's still not that expensive.
It's a pretty big city. You said 60,000 when students are in.
Oh, nice.
That's a significant amount of people.
That is a significant
It's not
amount of people. Yeah.
like a huge city. It's a good college. It's a big college town though. Are you seeing? I don't know how much you looked at the data or what your experience has been, but are people moving to cities with more outdoor activities than other cities that don't have those outdoor activities, or is that a comparison?
I don't know.
Or are they moving there more than like the state average?
Right. I don't know.
Because that'd be important.
We really, we really just looked at it as though, at least me, I just looked at it as though they were moving to these places more than they did before.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So those
That would
places
be
are
really good
becoming
to
more
know.
popular, but maybe not compared to other situations.
Right.
So is the whole purpose to try to prove that other businesses should move to these areas with?
Yeah, so that was the other part of it. There were companies that like had purposely moved to these cities that are popping up, and they invested a lot of money into like the trails there and the like conservatories there and all the different foundations for like the whitewater and the rock climbing and the mountain biking.
So what kind of companies are these? Are these travel companies?
Different kinds of companies, like engineering companies who believe that if they give their employees like a higher quality of life, they'll have like a higher work performance.
So they're trying to find. It's probably
It's hard to get people to move
CEOs
somewhere.
who have like a passion in that. So they want to create a company that has like similar passions or something like that. So they're trying to make this area really attractive to young professionals who are the best in their field, and they can also do this awesome thing on the offside. That's the whole idea. And companies are doing that.
Right, companies are doing that, and he
San
thinks that
Francisco.
they just like don't know
San
about
Francisco's
West Virginia.
different. They're attracting people based on the skill level of other people. So when I went there and toured startups and things like that, people were saying, yeah, literally all these business professionals, marketing, sales guys come here because they can sell the guaranteed the best software because the best engineers in the world live right here. That's the whole selling point. That's why it's so expensive. That's why everyone works there. That's why the demand for everything that comes out of there is so high. Is because it's truly the best engineers in the world. What you're talking about is the best places for these engineers to live. So hopefully attracting more people with that skill.
You're
But-
kind of emulating the same thing, though.
You're trying to attract people both ways,
Yeah.
but it's a different,
Well,
different
Different
way.
kind of
wouldn't it-
attraction.
way of
Wouldn't it
attraction.
lead to that? Like, since all those engineers live there, wouldn't it eventually lead to?
If it works, and if you get the best engineers, if the best engineers for some reason all liked going down whitewater rafting or climbing or stuff like that, then yes. But when it comes to software engineers, a lot of these guys, at least from what I've seen, I don't know, this could be biased or autistic, so they don't like. I don't know. I know a couple autistic people, and they don't want to go outside and
Right.
climb or hike.
Yeah.
They want to sit in their basement and code. That's why they're so good at it. They want to do it.
Yeah.
You know. But it'd be interesting to see what kind, like maybe mechanical engineers would be more into that kind of thing because that's way more hands-on.
It is kind of a stigma where like mechanical, industrial, like mining, those type of engineers are like rock climbers or are like mountain bikers, where that type of adventure.
Do you
sport.
think there's a connection there because of the?
Yeah,
Yeah, because there is a lot of like technical system. It's all about
they
like,
want to like solve a puzzle.
Yeah.
It's like engineers' thing. And
It's just
so-
that there has
It's
to be
all
a
problem
demand.
solving.
There has to be somewhat of demand. Like in Florida, you have the weather, and you have NASA and shit, and then you have also in Texas. It's just like the area to do a lot of it doesn't draw it.
What do you mean?
I'm saying like West Virginia, you have coal and everything,
No, they're trying to draw people
Yeah,
based on
yeah,
the
yeah.
climbing and the. I get that aspect of it.
but there
The
has to be
weather's
some
actually-
demand
the
for an
nature
industry.
stuff,
There
they're
has to be a
trying- that's what
demand for an industry. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
To draw
yeah,
that in.
that's what
Well,
they're
here's
just
the
trying to
deal.
get industries to move there.
Industries can work across the world in any location they want to now.
Yeah, but there's usually a reason why an industry will move a certain place. Maybe it's shipping or like
Theirs would be the
software based or
betterment-
something like that.
Software can work wherever. If it's mechanical, you are kind of limited to where you're located, depending on what side of the industry you're in, I imagine. right?
I think a lot
Yeah,
of
it
their
kind of
hope.
depends on what you're doing.
I think a lot of the hope is that people will want to. I think a lot of what he is relying on is people wanting to better West Virginia and knowing that they're failing and that the people who live there are really poor and that they have a huge obesity rate because they're poor and they have like a lot of health issues because they're poor. So I think a lot of what he's kind of hoping is that people will be like, all right, I could move my company here. It would be cheap. People would want to live here. We could do it.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of them, like Ohio's doing well with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have places moving here.
It's interesting because what that would take is someone with a lot of pride for that specific area.
Right.
Um,
But I think there are plenty of come up stories from West Virginia people.
Tax write-offs also help.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Subsidies,
And that's
whatever.
the other side of things. There's got to be systems in place and ways to attract people besides just we need to help out people of West Virginia because there's
Right.
people to help out everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, there's not that many people in West Virginia. But they are like the 48th worst like unemployment rate in the country.
And
So,
I
like-
think actually a lot of that has to do with the geography of the place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hills do not support good industry.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Like you need flatland. Flatland in Athens, which is just the baby foothills of where you guys are at, is so valuable. Like that's because you can't build
You
huge
can't use
buildings.
data centers. Data centers are driving a lot of industries now, and you can't build those up in the mountains or whatever.
Sure, and you can't build roads.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't build farm fields. You can't support a huge population because it's hard to grow food.
Yeah,
where it's
that-
too steep or rocky.
Yeah, that's why Western Ohio
Well,
is
growing food at
so
this point,
good
I
at
don't think
doing
is big of a problem.
It's the biggest problem we'll ever face. All the
Like,
time.
Definitely.
well, I'm talking for like
Food and water.
Like if you want to like build up Morgantown, I don't think like the farmers around
Well,
growing food.
here's the
is gonna
issue.
Be that big of a problem.
It's shipping the food from where it can grow to there makes the food more expensive. So now it's more expensive. So like if you're poor, you can't afford it and you have to go for cheaper alternatives or you just can't live there. So there's less people there because food's more expensive, potentially.
well,
If you get that chain, I was
I think
The
there's
thing is
more
just
to
there
it
has
than
to be
just
an
like
industry driving the economy.
And a lot of these really
Coal
small
mining
places,
was
I
that.
feel like things are really cheap because they get the cheapest product that they can. You
Well-
know, the cost of living here is much less than the cost of living in like New York. Even though New York can probably get things faster than we can get them here.
Depends
Not
on the things.
necessarily.
The demand is much higher there. 'cause
We're a
there's
lot
more
closer to
people.
the warehouses and crap because they don't put those close to
Is
giant urban
produce like
areas.
worse in cities? I don't know. I don't buy produce
Well, they
from
got to ship
cities.
it in every day.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know, but
because normally
I've seen
Is
some
it-
YouTube
is
on
it
you don't
worse
want to
or is it
run your
better?
you don't want to run your
It's worse, for
produce manufacturing
Really?
in a city.
Not as
The
fresh.
taxes are worse. Everything's worse. So everything there's giant Amazon warehouses in Ohio, Honda in Ohio.
Yeah,
Right,
Honda's
but that's
huge.
for sure. Like it's way more expensive to live in a city, so why not live in a town? You
Oh,
know?
definitely.
Same idea. There's not as much stuff to do, and there's not as much opportunity to make money because that's the real draw to the whole thing. Is there's a concentrated area of wealth. And
Yeah.
if you grind, you can make a shit ton of money,
That's what I
but it
always
doesn't
tell
go
people.
as far. It doesn't go
the
as
other
far
thing
as
is
it would
you
do.
can't force it. You can't force it.
What do you mean?
Like there might be there's probably a lot of older people still living there that they're pretty stuck in their ways at this point.
What do you mean, like New York City?
No, I'm saying
Yeah,
like
like towns and
stuff. There's a lot of that past the boomers. Like the people that are just like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of those people that don't like a lot of the new culture. And that also
My
affects it.
grandfather's like that.
Exactly. Like obviously we're becoming more of a liberal society. I'm not saying that's good or bad, but you get what I'm saying. Is that the older generations are the ones that were kind of the stigma not allowing some of these people to come in.
You mean different industries, or what are you talking about?
I'm talking about just people moving there.
So you don't think people are moving to cities, like rural cities, because old people live there?
No, I'm not saying that's the only reason, but that's probably
It's part of it, you
think
think?
of it at least.
I don't
I'm
think
not saying it's a
so.
reason, but I think you
It
think
does
of
matter.
it.
I think property taxes
When-
drive where old people live.
Yeah, that's true. I bet you're right.
That's like probably
Because they're just trying to live low cost.
yeah.
yeah.
Old people aren't moving around that much, though, right?
No,
That's the
but
other
like
thing, too.
but like you see a huge influx of elderly people into Florida because the property taxes are a third of
the
where they
weather's
are.
nice.
Well,
Yeah,
the
and
other
the
thing
weather's
is
nice
like
and
the
it's
older
warm.
generation, they're the ones that are sticking around there. They have a lot of land probably, like in the certain
Only
areas.
some people do.
And there's certain areas, land is still in like these small farm properties, and they're still alive. And so a lot of people can't even move into these places because the land's already kind of at a standstill.
Maybe.
Like,
don't
look
know.
at college towns. Look at OSU, dude. They had a like eminent domain, like half of.
That's
High
not
Street.
a small town though at all. That's
A
because
small
population-
city compared to like the big giant cities.
Columbus is a huge city.
Yeah, it's a big city, but it's not big compared to LA.
Columbus is like a mid-sized city, I'd say.
Fair enough. It's the biggest one in Ohio though.
Y'all
Yeah.
hear about St. Mary's being like the 28th best
Oh,
city
yeah,
in the
I saw-
United
St.
States
Mary's,
to live
dude.
in?
St. Mary's blows.
I know. I was
Fuck
like
the
St.
Riders.
Mary's.
Fuck St. Mary's.
Fuck the
Are you
Riders.
Why
kidding
the
me?
fuck is St.
Fuck
Mary's
them.
so great to grow
That
up
place
in?
sucks.
Dude,
Are you
it-
kidding me?
it's a
Their
tra-
high
you
school,
drive through there,
their
it's
high school
trash.
is across the fucking highway. Kids can't even walk to school.
They had to.
this is
They
so-
literally had to take out. They literally had to take out every single brick because like something was wrong with the brick. They had to take
Shit,
every
don't
single brick out.
Yes, I remember
dude.
that. I
Yeah,
remember
honestly-
the brick situation. They're
Yeah,
idiots.
they're so stupid.
Yeah.
so dumb.
And like the
I
wiring
don't
in there.
know.
was
I
all
don't know who they
fucked up.
paid to say St. Mary's is the best city. It's designed poorly. Like the streets, if you ever try to drive through St.
Oh,
Mary's,
dude,
doesn't really make
terrible.
any sense.
Yeah.
no, it
Well, it's
doesn't
because
make
they
any
wrap around the
sense.
canals,
The canals and the lake.
and
But-
it's not
And
a
their
good road.
canal museum
Follow the
is so
canal.
hard to find. I
The
can
what
never.
museum?
Their canal museum.
It's
they
a
have a
boat
canal
floating
museum.
in the park.
Yeah, it's so
I
hard to
didn't even
find.
know that was a thing.
I,
Yeah,
I
I
went.
didn't either.
My brother and I would skateboard around
I'll have
St.
to
Mary's
take
when
you
we were kids,
sometime.
and we would always go and
Punks. Another reason
out
why
there,
not to like
punk
St.
out
Mary's.
there.
Skateboarders.
yeah, dude. We would
They were punks.
You guys are punks. Damn it, me too.
We just lost a bunch of skaters.
Those were
now.
my streets,
Listen
boy.
to
Yeah,
the
we just lost
podcast.
all of our
just
skaters. We lost
our
everyone in
skaters.
St. Mary's.
Damn it.
You're really fucking us by bringing up St. Mary's.
Is it now that we start talking about how much we don't like Jews?
Oh man.
She's Jewish.
And
she
they're
can say that.
gone.
Let us pray to Ben Shapiro.
Dude, Ben Shapiro's the fucking man.
Ben, give us your forgiveness. We're not.
Ben, please come on our podcast. We'd love to have you, man.
Dude, that'd be the coolest thing ever.
We don't hate Jews.
We don't.
No, we don't.
But the Germans did.
That is very true.
Well, yeah.
Are we gonna get into the Nazis now?
I don't know why we talk
This,
about the
this
German
is how
Nazis
basically every
all the fucking
podcast
time.
goes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now
at
we're
this
talking about
point.
Nazis again.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You guys talk about that shit. I try to.
I mean, the war was interesting.
It's a very
I
interesting
feel like I
war.
actually remember you guys bringing up like the Nazi flag. Who brought up only using the flag emojis?
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. We were looking up. That was with Mitchell. We were looking up different stuff
We
about.
shouldn't talk about
the
old
swastika?
podcasts. Don't
Yeah.
relive.
Who
Yeah.
cares?
Hey, listen to our podcast number 6. Mitchell Mabry did a good job.
Yep.
You did.
Thanks,
It was
very
a
good
really
job.
good one.
Yeah.
I like that one. Both of the ones that we listened to were good. They were just like 2 hours long, and we only were driving for a couple hours.
Yeah.
So we
We're-
listened.
Circle
to them.
back.
try to move-
Circle back. Take another lap. You'll listen
It's
through it
worth
all.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna try to move to clips, so I'm gonna start taking the podcast. We put them all on YouTube for you guys who are listening. If you like listen to podcasts on YouTube, and then I'll be making clips of those hopefully soon, to where it's like we talk about this. You know, Breanna talks about her favorite tree.
Because
Frank
I'm
talks
gonna
about
start recording it all. We're all gonna start recording it.
Yeah,
So
that'd be
that's,
pretty
what
sweet.
video you mean?
Yeah.
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 How's that? How's that Facebook and Instagram? And,
I've got them all set up. I haven't
Do you?
posted anything on Facebook or Instagram.
okay.
Um,
What is it like? How do you?
It's
what's
what are we
on it?
going to talk about on Facebook and
Is
Instagram?
it okay?
Search it. Follow us.
Yeah.
Yep,
Same thing on YouTube. What are we going to talk about?
If you don't, there's no. If you don't, you got to do it. You have to do it.
We already have some great comments on all of our YouTube videos. I comment on
I should go comment on that. You know, like
Comment. Fuck you guys. You guys suck.
we're working the algorithm, you know.
Yeah, we're working the algorithm. So,
So
if
a
we
bunch
everyone
of comments.
everyone comments. No, dude, because if I say everyone comments, "Fuck you, you suck,"
Yeah.
like
I'm gonna
it'll make
comment
the
first
algorithm
woman.
push our videos. But the actual meaning behind that is, you guys are great. Woo!
Don't comment that, Frank.
I'm gonna comment it now under myself. I should do it right.
whose
now.
mom always listens to it?
No one's
Frank's
mom.
mom.
No one's mom.
Frank's mom?
listens.
Frank's
My mom
mom's
doesn't
a
even know
famous
this
stand-up
exists.
comedian.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
She's been on Jay Leno.
No
Yeah.
shit. No way.
Talk about it, Frank.
Talk
I
about
mean,
it.
I don't even know where she's at right now. She's like in, I think,
Relive-
I mean,
Reno?
I'll talk about
She's
your
in
mom if
Reno?
I want. If
Live
you want me to.
vicariously through her. Be
Yeah.
her funniness.
What
What were some
does
of
that
her?
even
What was
mean?
some of her jokes?
Oh, well, it's look. She started working for Disneyland when she was a kid, and like worked
No
there. I think
fucking way.
Disneyland is Disneyland the one in Florida.
That's the one in
Yeah.
California. Disney World's in
Disney
Florida.
Universal?
World. Disney World. Disney World in Florida. She worked there at the Hoop-de-Doo Musical Review or something like that, some shit like that. And then I think she like did a few. She like won first runner up in Miss Florida or some shit like that. And then she went on like the Jay Leno show, and then she became first runner up in Star Search, which was like the American Idol of the 80s or something.
Star Search.
Yeah, but and then she went on. She was like into a few TV shows and other shit, and then she plopped us out.
And she met Frank's dad, and it all went downhill from there.
And then,
but then we got Frank, so it went uphill. Yeah. Frank and
Yeah.
John. Frank's got an older brother who makes music in Nashville.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Shout out! He made the intro.
Shout out John Townsend.
Oh,
Check him
really?
out. Townsend on Spotify.
I like that.
And what you told me that it's actually us talking.
Oh yeah,
That is super sweet.
yeah, dude. Very
Yeah,
nice.
very nice. But keep going about your mom.
Oh, but now she's like, since we're out of the house, she's doing a lot of comedy. And so she was like on tour last year in Canada, but she does Christian comedy.
Fun.
Interesting.
She just like kind
it's
of bashes
not-
on God.
it's
What
not-
does she
No,
Clean
no.
comedy.
Opposite. It's clean comedy.
It's clean comedy,
It's
but
not
she does a lot of
technically
churches.
Christian. It's just that's why I call it. It's clean comedy.
Okay.
Like you're not talking about dicks or whatever.
There's some
Clean
sexual
comedy's hard.
That's the
Yeah.
other thing. No one's
Very
fucking doing it. No one's doing it at
It's
all.
really easy
if you're
to make
listening to
jokes
this,
about.
don't
It's
do clean
hard. It's
comedy.
really hard.
So hard.
Can you imagine trying to be clean 24/7? Nah, I'm not even gonna try.
And be funny, because right now
Yeah.
comedy's so dirty. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but she usually makes fun of we growing up in the middle of a cornfield and whatever.
Because his mom moved from like the big city where everything
She
was.
lived in LA for
poppin',
years and shit.
and then she moved here.
It's so
Big
hard for people.
Yeah, so that's the joke. From what I've seen, that's
Oh
the
yeah,
set
that's
I
her
saw, at
favorite
least.
joke.
And it's funny.
I think she's in Reno or something right now. She's here every now and then. She's here maybe like she'll probably come for like 2 weeks at a time, maybe like every 3 months, and then she's back on the road doing shit.
And she's a lovely lady. If you're listening to this, Frank's mom, hope to see you soon.
I've never met her.
Get her on the podcast.
Get her on the pod. She would be so great, Frank.
Dude, I'm not bringing my mom.
She would be so
Podcast.
great.
Dude,
She would be so
publicity.
good.
That'd be awful.
No, it wouldn't, dude. It'd be so
Dude,
good.
all we would do is just argue with each other.
No, you
That
just
would
stay
make
quiet.
Yeah, we
such
would.
great
You just-
entertainment.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
dude.
perfect.
Frank, we'll
I don't
do
want
it.
to I want to record myself argue with my mom.
Frank, we'll do it, and you
Dude,
just
you know
work
how
the
that
sound.
sounds?
You just work the sound, and me and Jacob will do the talking.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
That would be
Hell
so good.
no.
Your mom has probably so many great stories.
She has plenty of
great,
good
great
stories.
stories.
Maybe when I'm older. But
Dude, you're older right now.
Don't take
don't
away
give- It's
Frank
aged
like,
like 6
talking
seconds.
though. Talking's like the fun part. Don't
If
take
he's
away.
gonna argue
don't
with
take
his
that
mom,
away.
I don't want him to argue.
I'm not
with
going
Just
to
don't
argue with
argue
my
with your
mom.
You could just
Mom.
have a clip of him arguing with his mom.
Yeah,
do
It'll
your
be the whole
clip.
thing.
It's like opposite ends of the spectrum. It's like
It is.
libertarian versus liberal. And
But
it's like
she doesn't seem
no one
overly
wins.
political to me. She just seems awesome and a sweetheart.
Oh, she definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But like
Great lady.
she gets heated. Let's say that. She's very animated. So she
Absolute-
gets heated
she'd be
very
great.
easily. Yeah, but it's my mom, dude. I'm not bringing my mom on. Are you kidding me? Come on, you bring your.
let's-
That would make for some entertainment.
Oh shit! That was a joke. Hank's mom's dead. That was the reason why I was just like, oh
Damn.
shit! I can't make that joke. It doesn't apply.
It happens all the time, man.
But who
All the
cares?
time?
Life.
Well,
she
it's
was
just
a-
like your mom jokes, you know?
Yeah, dude. It shit
Yeah.
happens.
So I just, whatever.
Your
I
mom
get
was
it.
a wonderful lady.
She
Thanks,
was
Frank.
very probably the sweetest, nicest.
We could do
person
like
ever.
I don't know. I still think we should bring your mom on.
I'm gonna,
Back to the subject.
Because you said that mean joke. Let's take a vote. I get 5 votes
Yeah.
because you said that.
No, screw off. I'm, just
Yeah.
I'm a
no
victim. I'm a
votes.
victim.
Let's vote yay or nay so the listeners
What does this
know.
even mean? No. No, this is not a democracy.
I'm pretty sure you two could just go and ask
Yay.
her. She would show up one night.
No.
I'll message her on
Yeah.
Frank
Facebook.
would be like, what?
I'd be like, Frank, surprise
Let's
guest
stop
tonight.
talking about Frank's mom.
Oh man.
That's a bummer, man. That'd be a good one.
Dude, I just
Definitely need to get into
a lot.
like, get an older person on at some
Oh,
point.
hell
We
yeah.
definitely do. I think we
June
definitely.
Scott.
June Scott.
We
yeah.
we
you
Any
guys
of
were
those
talking
guys.
about that.
we need to do that. I need to give him send him a letter or something, or
I just want it to be. I
Try
just
to
want
talk to
the
him.
podcast to be so good by the time June Scott gets on. Like
Well,
should,
he might make it good just because he's so
I'd love to
popular
talk
in
to him.
Salina,
Mhm.
and that he
Well, he's
might
popular
actually
at least amongst
boom.
like the students. I don't
Yeah.
know how he is in the town.
He's on
Everybody
he-
like
city
him in the
council.
town. Is he?
Is he
I didn't.
really?
Yeah, he's,
Oh,
so.
I knew
I
that.
don't know who he is, but
He-
yeah,
he-
that
he-
sounds
He
he's
was
cool.
he was
One of
a
our old
psychology teacher.
He taught a couple
Yeah.
different things. Psychology was
technically
like
history.
I never had him.
missed out.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Quite the treat.
Yeah.
But he's just a really good teacher. You know, he motivates students the right way. Treats them all as equals. A lot of times, like a popularity contest goes on between students and teachers in high
I
school.
hate that. That was like half of my high school
And
experience.
he did a real
Mm-hmm.
good job keeping it all even, Steven. Like he didn't like hate on the popular kids, but he kept the discourse real free, and it was really a place that made a lot of students love learning, and I bet he inspired a lot of people to become good teachers. So he'd be great to have on, and I'm sure he's real passionate about whatever city things are going on. That's another thing I'd like to hear. Just someone on city council would be hilarious to hear what they have to say about Salina
You guys
politics.
might have to clean up.
Clean up what?
Oh, fuck off.
The booze. Yes.
The booze.
Mhm.
The bird dog.
The bird dog.
Bird dog.
Shout out Bird Dog. Sponsor us.
Oh my god, that'd be great. I would love us forever. But all right, you guys want to call it there?
Strawberry whiskey.
How long did we go?
I don't
Was
know.
it
We
over
went
an hour?
about over an hour. We went for like 30 minutes, Friday.
Before we do you guys have anything else you want to talk
Yeah.
about?
Bring it. You guys are the guys. You guys have something. I know you guys do.
I don't know. I don't have that much going on in my life. I'm going on a road trip when I get back.
Here?
Yeah.
When you get
Yeah.
back from your trip, you're gonna
Yeah.
want to go on a road trip?
I'm going on a road trip to around America to all the national parks.
So you're saying to me that in the next like year, you're just gonna have a fucking awesome year.
Yeah, I'm like
just
homeless for like the
going-
next 6
That's-
months.
That is
the
so
trade-off.
cool.
She's gonna have no money, but she's gonna be traveling.
I'll be all over the
doing
place,
something.
but
That is so cool.
I'll have like no money for sure.
which will be awesome because I'm in
yeah.
school.
I'm like
But
envious.
I learned that I can get lunch and
19
dinner
credits.
on 83
left?
cents a day
19
if I eat
credits
rice
this
and
semester.
beans.
Rice.
So I
and
only
beans.
have to eat. I only have to spend like
Hey,
$1 on food
it's
a
free
day.
if you go hunt and search for it.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah.
Just go
yeah,
out and turkey.
but I can't carry a gun through all the states. You know,
No,
like
yeah.
I would have to have like a permit for
Get a
all of them.
slingshot.
Knife. Just bring
Yeah.
a knife.
Traps.
Yeah, I'll just like go up to a
You
deer and
you
knife
could
it.
you could like get your carry concealed and just say like the animal attacked you and you just shot it in self defense. It's food.
Kill
Yeah,
like
but
a,
I
you
would
kill like
still have
a
a
rabbit
gun
and you're
on
like,
me.
that
Those
shit
are
was
the
coming.
state.
That
Is
shit
it
was coming for me, that
Concealed
rabbit.
carry.
Mm-mm.
Concealed carry is just in the state though.
No, the
Is it
like
federal?
in Ohio. No, there's reciprocant.
Right, but if
States.
I'm
So
driving
certain
through like
states you
all
can
of
have
the
it.
states.
Some states you
Yeah,
can't.
Illinois, bad news. Michigan or no, Michigan's fine now. New York, bad news.
New Jersey.
New Jersey, bad news.
You get caught with a bullet in
California,
your car
bad
and it's
news.
7 years. Automatically. Yep.
Oh, Christ.
What?
the fuck?
Are you serious?
Well, okay.
I don't know how many
He
times
was
I
like,
was
I
in
didn't realize
jail
so
at
many
this
people would take
point.
traction to that.
man.
Hang on.
Hang on.
I was lying a little bit.
What?
Washington,
what Kyle's
D.C.,
about to
if you're
say.
caught with a bullet, it's multiple years. In
I
New
could definitely
Jersey,
see that.
If you're caught with a gun in your car, it's a minimum 7 years. If you're not going to or from the range or the hunting grounds.
I have.
He's
I know
saying that
numerous
with a
old
lot of passion. And aren't you always in between the range and the hunting grounds?
dude. I
mean,
know
how do you
numerous.
get out of that?
like if you
I'm on my
stop,
way, bro.
like
I'm
at
on
the
my
bank,
way.
like if you like are like driving to the range and you're like, oh crap, I forgot like money, and you go to like stop at like a bank, and a cop just strolls on by and sees the guns in your car, 7 years.
I wonder if they enforce that.
They do.
No, I heard what I heard was the sheriffs there said we're not doing it.
Sheriffs are one thing,
I've
though.
read an article saying the sheriffs basically like, nope, we're not doing it. We're not following that
It
law.
depends on the county.
Well, yeah, it does because I mean, there's different sheriffs.
I
for
know a
each
lot of
county,
old
but-
guys with guns just hanging in the back of their trucks.
Yeah, it's Ohio though.
Yeah.
Ohio's open carry.
It's great.
We
You can
are
have
open carry.
guns.
Yeah,
Any gun on you.
That's crazy.
yeah, you
How
can
it
just
should
walk
be.
around. That's 100%. It should be that way.
I think.
I get-
Brianna's like, I'm not having this whole gun thing.
It's not for me, man. I don't know. My brother owns a machine shop, and he doesn't make as many now, but he used to make a fuck ton of guns. And like, he's a very small fish in a big sea. And he even said he was like, I don't know who buys all these guns. He's like, I don't even make that many comparatively, and like I don't know who the fuck
He's selling
buys all
so
these
many guns, yeah.
So fun.
Well, that's
Well-
the point why you can't ban them because there's. I mean, it's that.
Well,
You still get them. They'll still get them somewhere.
That's not a good argument for it,
Well,
though.
look at
And I
Bro-
understand.
No,
I understand the flip side. I really do.
Argument.
Emotionally, it's terrible that people get killed by guns. You know, it's terrible that people get killed with
Dude,
anything.
there's just the amount of
But-
gun
Yeah,
violence
there's-
in the U.S. is just not comparative to
It's-
all
it's-
the other. Like heart disease kills so many more
Knives
people.
kill more people than
knives
guns.
kill more people.
Your
Fists
bare-
kill more
yeah.
people. Stuff like that.
Like,
Yeah, but like
I don't think that's a comparative though. Like if you're saying like something kills more people than guns, I don't think that's
You're, on the
comparative.
average,
I
Yeah.
think you should look at like
gun violence is
what
like
happens
not
if
that
like
high.
you have guns versus the homicide rate after they're gone.
But I think that
No,
stat.
no,
I think that
comparative.
stat
It-
actually proves that guns are better, though.
yeah, it does. Like, so
But-
technically, like, if you take away guns, the assault rate and like the violent crimes go up tremendously. Like in England, they banned guns there, and the violent crimes there are so rampant that basically you can't you can literally go home and you can walk into your house and see some guy stealing and robbing your house. You can just let him. You have to just let him walk out.
Same
like,
in
yep,
Jersey.
See ya, dude. Like, sorry. Like, go ahead.
Call the
Open
police.
the door.
They don't come for 5
Yeah,
minutes, or
and
whatever
he's
it is.
gone.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Dude, gun violence isn't even on this. Is it on this chart? Do you see it on this chart?
No.
No, but it wouldn't be. It's a small number, but it definitely is. Any death
Got to
is
be less than
significant.
0.01%.
Homicide?
That'd be in
don't-
Well,
in
homicide doesn't necessarily be a gun. Homicide could be like a
But it's in there.
punching or whatever.
You could literally punch someone
my
just right.
hatred
once
of guns is like people have the ability to kill a bunch of innocent other people's lives. Like at least heart disease, you did that personally to yourself, and like
Well, you
other
did the
than
same thing if you're gonna go kill someone with a gun.
right, but you take a bunch of other people's lives
Well,
that were
shit.
you're
But
not
that
yours
rarely
to
happens.
take.
That rarely happens though.
Very, very rarely.
When it does happen, it's terrible. But it like car crashes. Like if you didn't get down the wheel of a car,
Mm-hmm.
you know that's one where it's like people kill each other in cars all the time.
Right, but it's more common against people who are breaking the law and like drinking and driving. So
And then-
they're still
It is
breaking
more
the
common,
law.
but still, if you're sober, if both drivers are sober, I don't know for sure, but I bet that stat's still higher than gun deaths.
I
Yeah.
never. I
and
know
it's
suicide's
interesting.
higher.
I've
higher
seen a
than
lot of
gun
stats.
deaths.
But I think there are probably more cars than guns.
I don't know.
I
No,
doubt
no,
that.
I doubt it.
I don't
I
think so.
100%
Maybe
doubt
not.
it.
No, there isn't.
No.
Yeah, and that's
I
the
don't think
point.
so.
There's so many guns already here.
If the
like,
gun was
why
a
isn't there
Because
more
everybody
problems?
only owns like one car, but they might own
Maybe
like
one
18
car.
If
guns.
the guns were the
that's my
problem, you
point.
would definitely
What is
know.
it?
But it's not the
True.
amount
5
of
guns
guns
to 1
though.
people?
True.
Something like that.
It's the people that get the guns. Where at this point, it's like it's such a small percent. Don't get me wrong, it's fucking terrible. You got to be quite the maniac to go out and kill people. That's just like why? There's no point to it. But like, there's such a small minority of stuff that actually happens, and a lot other worse shit happens all the time that kills a lot more people. And it's like, what do you really should we really focus on?
And
It's like
and what worries
heart
me about
disease is number one killer. It's like we should probably focus on that because it's like
but it's not as
600
So I
times
think
more
we're just
killing.
getting a little bit shocked by media, and I hate to say it, I don't think it's fake news. It's definitely real, but they're definitely pushing stories with violent
yeah.
crimes and things like that way more than they're worried about people's lives. It's just
Yeah.
if you see a mass shooting, you're gonna click on that and see what the fuck happened.
People
because it's
react
terrible.
to negative stuff.
And-
That's
Yeah.
the bad thing about it. People react to negative
Yeah.
negative ideas.
And I think it
Yeah.
creates a lot of
It's all just
passion for that
emotional.
singular issue that isn't actually that big of a deal. That's my take on it. But I see that it is an issue. I don't think taking away guns is going to fix it.
And when people say like they want more like restrictions on guns, like majority of shootings actually come from people actually stealing the gun from someone who owns it. Like they stole the gun. They didn't even go buy it. They stole it. Like
And that's
so.
going to be
Yeah.
hard to stop.
Why
But,
would
Breanna,
you?
you probably heard a lot of these arguments made
Yeah.
with your brothers around. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, all of my brothers have guns.
yeah.
Brandon has like 20 of them.
my biggest thing is like it's like you can ban it, whatever, but it's still gonna happen. Look with the war on drugs. It's like
Banned it. Still happens.
I just
Still
cannot.
happens.
I just don't get why people need like 18 guns. I don't get it. Like,
Well, that
I think a lot of the people who have 18 guns aren't the people doing mass
No,
shooting.
yeah, they're the
Not
ones
at
that
all.
are like, oh, I like these guns because
They
I'm
just
a
get a kick
collector
out of
or
it.
whatever.
Same
It's
thing
like
with
people who
cars.
like stamps and shit.
Stamps,
like that.
whatever it is. Like there's a guy out on 33. I don't know if you've driven like by Walmart. He's got a fucking shed with like 50 classic cars. I don't know how many there are, but so many of these cars and they're all lit up and pretty. But like, what the fuck is he doing with all those cars? Who needs that many cars? Similar thing with guns.
Yeah, you can.
People
you can
just
do
like 'em.
so. You can do so much stuff with guns. It's awesome.
Now, what's your guys' opinion on having mandatory background checks?
It's already. You already have to do that.
Not everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
Not
to
at
do
like
it.
gun shows and things like that.
I mean, it is
garage
mandatory.
sales.
It is
Yeah.
against the law to
not
not
do
do background checks.
Really?
It is against the law.
Yes.
You
Those guys are still
have
getting
to
away
do
with it.
Exactly.
Well, everyone breaks the law, right?
Exactly.
The laws break all the fucking time.
Well, I think-
you
I've
can
never
implement
broken
the
a law
law,
in my
but it
life.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
people-
It's going to happen anyways.
Which is just like
Like
America's too
speeding. You speed all the fucking time.
No, I don't.
Yeah, bullshit.
all right.
How can I speed if I've never driven, Jacob?
Oh shit,
Yeah.
Hank Toby.
Prove to me that I've driven before.
Who was driving 3 days ago? Who was that?
Jesus, he took the wheel.
Oh god.
That's right. I don't break the laws because of Jesus. But as far as mandatory gun like checking and stuff, I think a lot of that stuff actually does work. I remember Mark Clausen worked at Dunham's. And they sell a lot of guns in Athens, and people would come in and be like, "Yo, I'm buying this gun for my brother because he's a felon and he can't get a gun." And Mark would be
Can't
like,
do that.
"I can't sell you a gun, dude," and they'd get all pissed off. But he said that happened like 3 times where someone basically just told him straight up that he wasn't allowed to buy a gun. And then Mark was like, "Well, then I'm not going to sell you one." Now Mark could have still sold them the gun if he was an asshole, but he realizes that those people, he was educated well enough to know that those people shouldn't have guns. So in his case, that's where it stopped.
Education is huge.
And it's a hard thing to enforce.
It is. Yeah.
I think a lot of the fear is the fear of the unknown. It's like a lot of people don't. They just see a lot of, like you said, media coverage and shit, and it's like in reality, yes, these things are deadly lethal. But it's like it's usually the user that's really the one that's
Yeah.
lethal.
I help sometimes do CCW classes, and I've seen
concealed
people
carry.
concealed carry. You can conceal. I've seen people where you put a gun in front of them, they're shaking, they're so scared, and by the end of it, they're like, "Oh, let's do this again! It's so fucking awesome," and they love it because we taught them the right way. We taught them safety. We taught them it's not dangerous, and if you take care of it and do the right thing with it, then it's a tool. Like it's just
That
another thing.
same
And have a
person
great, have
is
a great
just going
time.
to go to the next school closest to them and shoot that bitch up, Jacob.
Fuck yeah.
And it's your fault.
Yeah, right.
No. Have you guys ever seen that there was an assassination attempt on Trump in like 2015 when he was starting to run for president
No shit.
in California? Vegas.
I think I remember.
This
hearing
guy from Europe moved from Europe to America to try to kill Trump. And he'd never touched a gun before because he's from Europe. I think he's from Britain. And he was there for like 2 weeks. Trump was going to go campaign there. He went to a gun store, test fired a gun, was terrible at shooting, like super scared, never spent the gun. Went to a rally, and his strategy was to go up to one of the armed guards who were at the rally and grab their gun and steal it and then shoot Trump.
What a smart dude.
No, terrible idea. He was like 60 yards away, which is already a hard handgun shot.
60
Goes
yards
and
away,
starts
right
wrestling
on.
with the cop, doesn't even get close to the gun, and then just gets arrested, and now he's in jail. This happened. No one knows
Idiot.
about it. There's a whole
Wow.
fucking thing on
That
it.
guy is smart.
His family's trying to say that it was a cry for help and that he didn't even mean to try to kill the president because they want him to get out of jail. But
Yeah, because you just
That
don't
dude's
mean
not-
to. You don't mean to do that.
You don't mean to wrestle a gun away from
Yeah.
a cop to try and
That-
shoot the president from 60 yards
It's not.
away.
It's not your intention that you want to. You want to just do that.
that's going to be a tough case.
dude. That's a losing case.
Yeah. I think he already did the whole insanity plea, which I think is kind of bullshit that all the, like, that's a way to get less.
dude. But
of a
the thing
sentence.
is like you're guilty until proven innocent. I mean, you're innocent,
innocent
until
until
proven
proven
fuck
guilty.
me sideways. Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, they had videos and stuff of this guy. Like, they had videos of him testing the gun out. They had videos of him trying to steal a gun from the cop. Like,
Whatever the jury says, then
he got from what I know, he got toasted. He's in jail.
Oh, good. There you go.
He got toasted.
People will decide morally correct. Hopefully.
Sorry for bringing that little
What, the gun thing?
Yeah.
Nah, man. It's good to talk about. It's a popular thing to talk about. Bree, do you think there's anything that you could hear that would make you feel like, okay, guns aren't a bad thing, or are you just set in your ways?
I don't know. I mean, I know I'm not gonna fucking make anybody else not have guns. I don't know.
Good for you. That's why I completely understand you. I get what you're saying.
It sucks, and like I'm not gonna have them in my house. Hopefully,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't change what people do.
It's like to each their own.
So,
yeah, like
amen
if,
to
would you want there to be a legal ban on them though, or
I would want there to be reform on them. I want there to be like better ways to understand like our mental health, because most people
See, and that the problem's
I'm good
deeper.
with that.
Almost, it's like we have to
Yeah.
understand the people behind. It's
we
like
Yeah,
need to
the mental
understand
health,
us
I'm good with
way
that.
more so that we
Yeah.
understand
Yep.
like why we even want guns so badly, and what we're gonna do with
well,
them. when
really,
we
it's like
have
why people
them.
want to do violence
Yeah,
like that.
I think that's
Right.
the violence part.
Right. And so I don't know, if we could have a better understanding of that and learn how to figure that out about people, I don't know, it might help. So
I think that'll
they
help
just need to
tremendously.
look more into it.
I think the reason why people want guns varies person to person.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob
Definitely.
likes them
I
because
think
they're
it's
cool.
off your life
They're
experience
cool.
with
It's
it.
fun. I
Um,
mean, just like you like climbing, I like
Mhm.
guns. I like shooting guns. I
I think your environment really shapes that.
Yeah, and it's definitely seemingly an environmental thing. But I think people should be allowed to do what they
Yeah, because
are.
we would have been fucked without guns. We'd be out killing raccoons with knives and shit.
We'd still be
Spears.
Britain.
Have you guys
We'd
ever
still
went up
be-
and just grabbed a possum?
What?
Yeah,
No.
it's
What?
not fun. They
Remember, our friend
Oh,
from
yeah.
school like ran up behind a possum, grabbed it by its
Someone- a
tail,
hill
and
person?
got it into his truck. Yeah.
Someone from
Oh
Appalachia?
yeah, they can't.
Wow.
Yeah,
You guys
you
say
can't.
Appalachia or Appalachia?
He's from Franklin, West Virginia. It's like
where we went and jumped
it's
off
like
the bridge.
I don't know how many people live there. Like
Oh my god.
300.
Yeah, like
Like
500 people.
No one lives there. It's
Pendleton
crazy.
County, West Virginia.
Pendleton County. Anyway,
This
Yeah.
dude grabs a possum.
He
Grabs
just
a
grabbed it by
possum.
its tail, lifted it up, and said,
I'm
"Oh, cool."
pretty
Can you-
sure they just put it back into the forest.
Yeah.
Can
They
you
play dead right away,
Could
or
you
was
bring
it-
him here?
Well, they
so we
can't
can
really
bring him on
bite
the
you. They won't be able to
Honestly, I
reach
probably
you.
Yeah,
could.
do it. We sweet
Nah,
as
he
hell.
never traveled. Sorry, he'd be like, why would I go all the way to Ohio? Everything I need is right here in West Virginia.
Does he talk
Hey,
like that?
dude.
Great
Okay.
impersonation.
Yeah. No, it's not how he
Hill
talks.
person. Hill person lingo. Do you guys call it Appalachia or Appalachia?
I call it Appalachia now, but
Yeah.
I always called it Appalachia.
That's how you know you're from there or not.
What's it really called?
I
Appalachia,
say
baby.
soda
Is it
now
Appalachia?
too. I never say
Soda?
pop. I say soda.
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 Really? Oh,
I
cool.
like it better. It's fun to say.
Never-
Soda.
Soda.
First time I heard someone normally using pop, I was so confused.
No, the real fucked up ones are people who call it Coke. Like
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
That's
What
me.
kind of Coke do you
Coke.
want? I want
That's me.
Pepsi.
That's
Like, people will
that's
say that
South.
shit.
That's me.
You're a fucking crackhead.
Fuck you.
You're wrong.
I
That's-
definitely
that
said
is-
it
that's
before.
100%
I've said it
I'm from
before, but
Nashville.
I want a
I
Coke.
mostly
That's how
What kind of Coke
everyone
do you want? I
everyone
want a
called it
Sprite.
Coke.
What kind of Coke? do you want?
Everything's
Yeah,
Coke.
I'll have Coke.
kind of Coke
no.
you
Kind of
got.
Coke.
If it's a Coke, yeah, it makes sense.
Well, you just say I'll have a
But
Coke.
that's what they mean for like pop or soda or any of that shit. They just
Yeah.
say Coke.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of water, you get Coke. What kind of Coke? I want Sprite.
So weird.
Yeah.
Chaos. Like, what the Yeah, right back at you, buddy. Read between the lines. These lines.
What?
Well,
Shit.
don't call it Coke, people. Let's end
Fuck
this.
you.
You
Call
guys
it
have any
Coke
shout
if
outs
you
to
want.
give to people? I've got one shout out, and that's for both of you guys.
Yeah.
Kyle, Breanna, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having
Breanna.
us. It was fun.
Yeah.
Have fun.
I got to see a whole new world that I didn't know existed in Neptune.
Here we go. See, I didn't know
Frank's
Neptune.
Herman Cave.
The other side of the playground.
Mhm, exactly.
Yeah, the other side of the fucking playground, man. It's the only thing I ever knew about Neptune was the playground here.
I have not seen
Now
the
you know
playground.
2
Yeah.
spots.
Now I know 2 spots.
Two spots. Abandoned house that Frank lives in.
Church.
Whatever.
All
Well,
right.
Same thing.
Brianna, good luck on your travels. Safe
Thank
travels. Kyle, good luck on your last semester of college.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can do it, man.
Yeah, enjoy that trip and be safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'll let you
back.
guys
Can't
know
see
if
back
I
home.
get detained in Turkey.
No, you won't.
You guys will get really
Well,
famous.
we won't have to know.
We won't
Just
know.
on,
We won't know. This is on the news.
fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be on the news. Yeah.
Well, keep your ears
I
out.
hope I know.
Kyle, when you find out, you let us know. All right.
Okay.
We'll get you there with a mic and a camera.
You'll be the first person I tell.
All righty. Peace.
Bye.